Whatever.
All right, we are
It's your brand.
almost live.
Oh, that's a
It
wonderful
appears that we've been live for 7 seconds.
improv show where I'm from on the television. Almost live.
Public view. Go down to that and click it.
So many reasons. Should we talk? Don't mention the slingshot.
So we're on there.
Right. Why can't I find that channel? People are watching us struggle, and I apologize.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, we're on live right now.
Oh,
We're just
cool.
trying to figure out the details.
Look at that.
But it's going.
It is going.
It is going
That's
right
what we
now.
asked for in life. Is it for it to go?
Yeah. We're waiting for Fair to walk in like he's Ghostface Killer, just throwing the curtain aside.
The hype man.
I like
just set it
I
up.
like which
We do not have.
Yeah. Well, it's a sign of respect.
Ghostface.
That better? There we go.
How's it
Hey.
in your ears?
Oh,
Oh,
golden.
it's good in my ears.
We're golden.
Perfect.
Headphones.
Yeah.
Now we got it.
Good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Now we got it.
Hey, live people. If we're doing Smoking Tire Podcast live, we're trying this one.
I think we have a background.
Do we have a link to tweet? I have an echo on my headphones.
That's what I'm saying. We have a background.
Yeah.
Turn this audio off from the computer, maybe. That's going to be why.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
How about now? Hello.
Whoa.
Shoosh. Sheesh.
We're in the 8th dimension.
Well, I guess there's comments, so that means there's broadcasting.
Yeah, so
Low
many
audio.
comments.
Low audio.
Low audio or no audio?
Low. Volume up, they're saying.
Uh-oh.
Well,
We're
I
gonna
guess
raise the
this.
roof on
I
this
guess
sucker?
this is the problem because normally we actually boost the volume post Wirecast. We boost the output volume significantly in
We do.
post.
So now we just need to tear the roof
Yeah.
off the sucker.
For those of you watching, commenting, wondering what it is that we're doing, we are testing a live stream. This is a test, and so if it doesn't work, I'm sorry, but we are trying. We're going to do an actual show.
Oh,
this
first.
isn't the actual show. We're going to do a show
yeah, well, that would be a disappointment.
with Kyle and James from the NoBraking Podcast, who are on my left, which I guess would be stage right.
Hopefully.
Hey, man, whatever.
Stage is the opposite of actor, right?
Correct.
Actor left is stage right. Isn't that correct?
I thought it was what the
If you're on stage, my left is stage right.
Yeah.
That's why they have a
Yeah.
stage right, and it's not just fucking right,
Yes.
like a port and a starboard.
I
There you
agree.
go. That's more important.
Port and starboard are always port and starboard.
That's the
why.
point. Yeah.
stage is according to the point of view of the performer facing the audience.
You don't
So
have
your
a
stage
microphone
left.
in front of your face.
Oh, really?
Your stage left. If you're on stage.
Oh,
is
is left. Oh,
That
thank
makes-
you, commenter.
That makes sense.
Thank you, commenter. Okay, so Timmy? What's the consensus right now?
We've got some low volume. We've got some I can hear all of you fine.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, in that case,
Excellent.
is it possible to boost the volume from our board? Can we do that?
I boost it already, and then as it was saying that was fine, I put it back. So let's see
Okay.
what people are saying.
Juice it
Well,
to
for
11.
for commenters listening to this, have we tweeted a link, Zach? Should we? Can we?
We can now.
Okay.
Someone said need to read the comments or fail. We're reading them.
No, we're reading the fucking comments, people. What we're doing right now is testing audio to give you a better experience when we do the show, which will be soon.
It's a better oral experience for everybody.
Right.
It's the show behind the show.
Everyone wants
A better
the
oral
best
experience.
possible.
All audio is fine. Your audio is okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, great. If we have a flurry of comments saying our audio is okay, that's a good sign.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do a live show right now, and just to see how this works. And I'm going to actually...
I sent you
I'm
the
gonna-
link. You could tweet the link.
I can? Oh, okay. I need to tweet the link. All right. People that are watching live, hold on. I'm going to have to do a show intro because what's going to happen is at the end of the live stream, we're going to take this stream down, and then it's going to be an episode of the show.
The internet's doing exactly what I expected. Someone's already saying just LS swap the world.
Okay. What is
Excellent.
What,
LS
you
everything.
emailed me the link, Zach, or texted
Texted
to me?
it, but it's just.
Oh, that's it?
hmm?
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Tell the people listening. They're probably there already. However, if they want to share with
What?
someone.
Oh, did you share it? It's just Zach. What is it? That didn't work for me. The link you sent me did not work for me. It just says youtube.com/live.
No, oh, sorry. YouTube.com/TheSmokingTire/live.
YouTube. That's it. YouTube.com/TheSmokingTire. Okay. We're gonna go. I'm testing on Twitter.
Koenigsegg one take. I don't like to one take my own cars. Neither does Matt.
Man. Just really seeing how the sausage is made here. This
Right?
is-
No.
this is-
You know what?
You
This is
came
how
in
this
and
is-
you're helping make the sausage right now.
That's
what I'm-
amazing.
We're,
Yeah.
You
we're
did
very
not
hands-on.
know.
It's edutainment is what it is, I think.
Oh, you wanted a hot dog? Make it. Here's a pig.
There.
Here's a knife.
That's exactly right.
And there's the forest.
I see it for the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, this is probably really exciting for them, but hang on. YouTube.com/TheSmokingTire/live, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
100%.
And right now, super chat is off? Question mark. Tim.
Well,
No,
it
no,
should
no.
be enabled.
People need to give us that quiche.
I need some. Go down. I see you scroll down there, Tim. You see that at the bottom?
Which one?
It's bottom. Super chat. Open in new monitor. Blue link. Yep. That's what we want.
Well, we already have super chat right here.
Oh, we do.
Hmm.
Boom. Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Wow. Super chat's open. Keep that window open.
Okay, so then they pop up there.
All right. Super
right.
chats we can go to.
Cool.
Okay, let's do. We're live. We're going. People can hear us. This is the thing. I've
We're
tweeted the
making
link.
magic.
Okay. I'm going to do the intro to the show, right?
Let's light this candle.
Boom! Smoking Tire Podcast. Here we are. Daytime show. And thank God for our daytime shows, folks. The construction outside has ended. They inserted a pipe the size of, I don't know, suburban?
human.
A suburban.
Oh, for sure.
And maybe 4 feet around in the ground outside. And it was not good for when you have a studio.
Oh.
but
I wonder why.
turns out there's jackhammering and cranes and shit. But we've got Kyle and we've got James from the new NoBraking podcast in studio. Nice to have you boys.
Thank you so much for having us.
Welcome.
Word is bond.
Both of you alumni of the Peterson Car Stories podcast.
Correct.
Sought out on your own. It's almost like,
Baby Bird's got pushed
it's
out of
almost
the
like
nest.
it's almost like David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar started up a band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Yeah,
Those
and
are
for the
alright.
record, James is Sammy. That's
Definitely.
I like Sammy.
that's fine. He's a delightful man.
I
but-
like Sammy.
What's wrong with the tequila? That's
I
what
mean,
say.
his tequila's delicious. He can't
collection
drive 55.
No, he's the Red Rocker, but also he's no Dave.
I mean, he's sort of
music,
like
bad
Vince
music.
Neil, but with like a little less heroin and a little more tequila.
And a
Did
few
he
more
ever murder
Ferraris.
anybody on accident?
No, that's
That's
why
another-
I will take drunk Sammy Hagar
All
over
right.
heroin Vince Neil
All right.
in a car crash any day.
Okay.
I'll just take the car crash instead of listening to either one.
Whoa.
Oh, please,
Whoa.
Zach.
Whoa. F
First
plus.
off, there are a few
do not
good
like
Sammy
Van Halen.
Hagar songs. Jump is a good song.
Clap.
Hannah has just demanded Jump be
Disagree.
played at our wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will.
Fuck,
I will
Jump's
not be in
good.
attendance.
There's some good
There's
Hagar
a bad
era.
song.
There's some good Hagar era Halen songs.
Oh, that's some of the worst of the hair metal. It's terrible. Terrible.
It's not all terrible.
Oh, and spoiler,
So
the
bad.
whole,
It's not
whole
all
pod-
terrible.
We're gonna get into Rat. We're gonna get into Dokken.
Oh,
Just
Doc.
wait,
I
guys.
mean, how many umlauts? Get all the fucking umlaut
As many
bands
as you can,
out
and
there.
then some more.
Enough. Enough
So you guys you're struck out on your own talking about cars
yeah.
Yes.
on Shout Engine, I presume, because we all
Ostensibly.
are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, definitely. We're not.
Thanks, Hayes.
We're not.
Yeah,
we're
you're
not
not
rookies
savages.
Here. Yeah.
Exactly.
We're
We're
not
not
monsters.
animals.
We have an automotive podcast. There's one outlet for us.
What's the story of the podcast? What's the deal? What's the ethos, if you will?
I think we're probably going to really be stepping out of our comfort zone. Would you say, Carl?
by talking about cars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're sitting in front of microphones.
Talking about cars, getting
that's right.
guests on each week. It's something we've never done
Yeah.
before.
Never done it. We've never talked about cars with me before.
Not
No.
once. But not for lack of trying. But no, this time we're out of the museum, so we can no longer leverage the Petersons' reputation.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's kind of a
They-
downer, actually.
You get a medium amount of reach for the Peterson. It's a
Yeah.
good business card to have.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But once you got the Rolodex going, you okay.
That's right.
Fingers crossed.
Enough people didn't hate us, presumably. So
Look, your email history is still there. You
Yeah.
can still type those
Oh, for
names
sure.
in and
yeah,
look.
that's exactly right.
That's so true.
We've been there before.
leave it a little
I know how
fuzzy,
this
you know?
shit goes. I know
But
how
yeah,
this goes.
yeah. So
Okay,
the,
good.
the
My tweet worked anyway. I can turn my phone off now.
Oh,
Thank
fun.
God.
Thank God. No, you don't want to be on your fucking phone. You want to put that shit away.
again, not monsters.
Real world. It's not savages.
That's right.
Like on a coaster here. Boom. Not
Whoa.
savages.
Well, let me.
Look,
I'm sorry. I've just been.
That's pretty classic.
No, you
pressure
guys
right
are
now.
podcast. It's not for the. It's
We've
not
just been
for the
coaster
rings.
shamed.
It's for the noise.
Reminds me of my
You
favorite.
guys are professional broadcasters as well, so I'm
Obviously.
not concerned with you.
Yes.
I'm not going to jiggle the mic stand around.
The touch, the grabbing of the mic and grounding it out is always a good
That's a
one.
good. I always like
mean,
when they
I've
tap on
adjusted
the
it,
table.
It squeals. It's like
These
three,
are a little
you know,
squeaky.
Three
Oh, yeah.
pigs you're killing, and it's just like. And Matt's like, "What are you doing?"
Ugh.
It's good to have Zach back as well.
Yeah.
Been gone for like a month. I
Where
feel
have,
like.
where have you been?
Shooting a web commercial for BMW i3 for
Oh.
2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it fun?
I I got sick for half of it, so
That's
that
not
like
good.
5 a.m. wake up, you're like, you guys go over. Losing your voice on a walkie is really funny.
Not
Yeah,
pretty
that's
useless.
not ideal.
I was pretty useless. I never driven the i3 though.
Is there a new i3 or is
No,
the,
these are like
well, there's the
a year
Sport
old, but
that came out.
the Sport was pretty cool. I mean,
i3s
they're
are
pretty
sweet.
spacey.
They're pretty.
Kinda
They're
cool.
playing it pretty fast and loose with that Sport name, though. Let's be
Yes.
dude? Considering the tires,
carbon tub.
They
right?
are
Carbon
so
considering,
little.
considering how little that tires. I did a one take with one, and I was shocked. I did it on like Decker or one of
Excellent.
those roads. And the most memorable thing about it was the quick steering and good grip at the front for a fucking bicycle tire. And then the guy, I don't remember where he drove from, but he had to stop and
Juice up.
charge on the
Course.
way there
Yep.
and on the way home.
Oh
Definitely.
man.
It's unfortunate.
It was a commitment.
it really was. It's a fun car though.
Rear-wheel drive.
It is.
They
rear
need a
drive.
BMW. They need an engineer to hack one and like do a drift
drift
commercial
mode?
with it. I think that'd be awesome.
That would be pretty.
But
rad.
I like the interior a lot, even though the screens are kind of dated. Like the material selection is really cool. It's
Yeah.
comfortable.
they're
It's
like
got
weird
room.
recycled plastic bottles.
Recycled
and-
plastic.
it's
There's
like
a hemp.
hemp.
There's a
Yeah.
hemp one and a
And
bamboo
wood.
a
Yeah.
dash.
Yeah.
The one I drove was
pretty
hemp
cool.
and bamboo, and I was like,
Right? Yeah, that's
"This
what-
is
it's nice.
lovely."
Yeah,
It
it's
was
Yeah.
great.
nice.
It
No.
was actually, of all, believe it or not, the range that kept me out of one of those things. I almost looked
see
to
that.
get one when there was a delay in the Focus. I
Oh,
started
yeah.
looking at other shit, and first off, the range extender one's like $53,000.
That's a lot of quiche.
That's
a lot
for
of
what is
quiche.
ostensibly a toy.
Right, or an appliance. right.
I mean, it's not. You're not going to take a road trip. You're not.
You can't.
Yeah,
It's
that's the thing.
eliminated. I mean,
Well,
the
you
Volt.
can.
I
It's
had a
just
Volt.
a very long
I loved the
road
Volt.
trip.
Like the first generation
Volt is the best.
was great.
The first, I had the first, and then my sister had the second, and they were both awesome.
Yeah, they're rad. Like it's
Yeah.
it's a great combination.
You can road trip a Volt.
Well,
can.
the BMW did the same thing that Dodge did, where it's like they give you free rentals if you're doing a road trip, and they said the take rate is like
0.
under 1%.
Yeah.
So
Weird.
I'm assuming a lot of the people that own these have a second car or an option,
Sure.
but also we take a lot of road trips in this job, but people don't take a lot of road trips. I think.
There's
Yeah,
people
that's
who
fair.
fly to Vegas, all the time. Whereas
Well.
to us, like a flying to Vegas is practically
No.
unfathomable. What's your guys' cutoff for driving versus flying?
I will absolutely fly to Vegas, but only because that drive sucks.
If it's on a Friday, you may not have a choice.
It
That's
doesn't
a
matter
miserable
when
drive.
it sucks every time. It sucks on a motorcycle. It sucks in a
It
car.
really
it sucks
on a motorcycle.
every single.
I
But
don't,
but
I don't
I'll
think
drive
the Vegas
wherever.
drive is that bad.
I don't either because I have a flexible schedule and I
Yeah,
can do
and
it
you can make it
at
work.
the optimized
Yeah.
time. Yeah, that drive at night is
It's
pretty
great.
goddamn great.
I mean, let's say we all stick to the speed limit so we
Mom,
can do it.
What's your time? What's your time?
I,
best time?
I don't push that hard, but I'm sticking 55 all way,
Mhm.
maybe just shy of 5 hours.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty strong.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
pretty
that's,
strong.
like I said, it's just stick 55 all the way.
Hayes claimed some insane time
ballistic
that I
number.
almost
Yeah.
didn't believe. He said he did. Did he say it was under 4? That he
Yeah.
did an under. He said he did an under 4 once,
Jesus, Murphy.
which in his Corvette, like leaving SEMA at like 2:00 in the morning.
The
Now
average
Hayes
would
is
have to
sober,
be-
mind you. This is he didn't
Yeah,
leave.
yeah.
He didn't leave the club and do this.
No.
But
we
still,
we found that out the hard way when we were on Hooniverse like a bunch of months ago, and I was like, oh wait, I know Jeff likes beers. I'll bring beers. And then I was like, Chris, would you like some?
Oh,
of this?
he's fine.
Yeah, no, he was
it's
totally
not
cool
like
about
that.
it. But then I was like, wait, what?
No, he's not like found Jesus sober. He's just
No.
like he knows him.
he's like, yeah,
He knows him.
that's what he would say.
Yeah, there you go.
No thanks.
That level of rage is really best tamed.
Yeah.
He's still processing Stella that he drank 4 years ago. You know,
just
But,
just
yeah,
retaining it a little bit.
He claimed an
Exactly.
There you
under
go.
3 once.
That's brutal.
Under 3?
Under 4. Under
I
4.
feel like we've done it under 4.
I've done an under 4.
His number was under 3 then because we were like, it's like an average of.
Yeah, I
in
did an
the
under
trees.
4 to Pahrump once, which is actually easier than Vegas because you turn off the highway at Baker
Okay.
and you take Nevada roads.
Right.
A Nevada, for those who don't know, Nevada road that isn't a highway there's no speed.
Well,
limit.
that
You
road-
might as well
yeah.
just
That highway north out of Baker, like up towards Death Valley,
Yeah, that's
is
it.
empty.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a great, and it's a lovely road.
It's great.
Smooth,
It's-
it's open.
Good tarmac, good visibility,
50
long.
Easy
Yeah.
55 the
Long
whole time.
visibility. And if you happen to have a Raptor, there are some the Dumont Dunes are right there.
Oh, yeah, for
they're
sure.
really nice.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
did my first drive to Death Valley a couple of weeks ago. I'd never been.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we've got a long-term
To
car.
Death Valley proper.
Yeah.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, we got a long-term car for work. And like, you don't have to pay for gas. Done.
What'd you drive?
Kia Stinger GT.
Oh.
Someone just asked about that actually.
Yeah.
How was it?
And it's amazing. It's really good.
Yeah. Amazing?
Here's the thing. Like, first couple of times you drive it, it's okay. Like, it's nice for a Kia. It's like, it's a good size. It's accelerates well. Everything's good. But living with it for a while, it just makes a ton of sense. Like, it's super comfortable. It has everything. Like, it's way quicker than it should be, given, like, we've got the all-wheel drive one, because I think it's going to end up in Detroit for a couple months.
Wonder where that picture was taken right there.
There you go.
That's like, it's Angela's crest. It's like the everyone picture.
No, that actually might be.
Is that you?
I think that might be our photo. That
wow.
Might be from Roadshow.
I'll tell you what, your SEO was excellent because that was right at the top.
Yeah,
Promoted trend.
pretty hard. There's
It's
some pretty
it's a
good ones of
very
me having
good-looking
it
car.
cranked over right on that corner too.
Yeah, it's a great photo corner. But if you took that grill off that car and you put the Audi grill on it, or you could make that a Jaguar, you could make it an Audi, you could make
Definitely.
that almost any
It's
car.
a Korean Panamera.
It's a good one.
And-
I like
but-
that.
But that thing fully loaded, like it has every single option. It's $52,000,
Yeah.
which is
Wow.
effectively nothing
it's
for that.
BMW i3 money.
It's BMW i3 money,
That's-
and with
yeah.
more range.
Just ever so slightly. But yeah, and I mean, it's
Doesn't
great.
have a carbon tub though.
And it ripped through Death Valley. It was
I'm sure. Good.
brakes
long
got
distance
real
cruiser.
hot.
Death Valley is quite good though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very fun. It's very
nice.
pretty. The bees at the top though. No.
There's a lot of. Well, that was a lot of bees.
The day we went, it was raining.
Really?
Yeah, we went.
gotta be
It was like
That's got to be once a year.
beginning
twice a
of
year,
March.
maybe.
So we went, and yeah, it was raining.
I bet it
And
looked really cool though.
It was great.
Very Martian. Where are we?
Yeah.
Our ghoul's gonna come out of the darkness.
I was hoping.
And was it not hot?
It was like 80 something.
Oh, that's not hot for Death.
no.
We went and it was like 112, and they
Yeah.
were like, last week it was 126.
There's
Well,
fully-
it's still hot now.
Well,
There's
That
fully
toned
like a
it down for
resort
us when we
in the
got there.
middle. There's like the resort in the middle of Death Valley, and I'm like,
Yeah, we
Resort.
stopped there for dinner.
What?
Resort's a bit of a stretch.
yeah, but like, what masochist comes here for recreation?
bro, there
point.
are desert folk that are all about that shit.
Yeah.
All about it. I did a summer of like desert landscape photography in St. George, Utah, or outside of St. George, Utah, which is, as far as Utah goes, a pretty lovely place.
Sure.
I'll take shit white people do for $400.
Shit white people do.
Yeah, wait,
100%. Yeah. But it was so fucking hot there. I was like, what are any of you doing out here? Like, you can get in your car and go somewhere that doesn't feel like you're cooking, and they love that shit.
Well,
they love
when we stopped there for dinner,
hot
and it was
air.
we heard a lot of accents on the shoot. There was like a lot of people from Europe that were
No,
like,
I heard it.
"This is crazy.
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
to see this thing."
No, I heard apparently
At the
my
resort,
father-in-law
yeah.
told me this, but he's unreliable narrator, that the park rangers that work Death Valley, like speaking German is one of the requirements to get a job there because there are so many German tourists.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Huh.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Well, we met while we
Yeah.
were out in the, doing our like national parks episode of Drive. We met like a French motorcycle tourist gang. They got
All
booked
right.
a big like Eagle Rider tour for like the French Harley Club,
that's amazing.
and
You spotted them with their baguettes. Is that what it
oh,
was?
Alex Roy was talking to them. They were like,
They
Of
were
course he
stoked.
was.
they were so excited to meet
Were
Alex
they
Roy.
comparing scarves? Like,
Well, Alex speaks French too,
well,
so
naturally.
he, here's this guy with a scarf. I think he was wearing a linen suit for this bit.
Oh, Alex was. Yeah,
Alex was wearing a linen suit.
Naturally.
I
Yeah.
mean, he was the most French-looking
as
guy around.
advertised. Like,
he wears that suit a lot. But the people that rode up on bikes had like the leather and all the stuff. I mean, they were decked out and
Yeah.
having a great time. It was 100 degrees, and then we saw fighter jets.
Yeah.
Same spot.
Fighter jets in Death Valley,
That's
pretty
very cool.
excellent
That's
as
pretty
well.
rad.
See
Yeah.
a lot of that. That fucking Jedi transition thing. We were like, there's not gonna be planes. This is so dumb. There's not gonna be. And then there was like a bunch of planes. So many planes came through. Like at least 3 or 4 planes
Yeah.
came through. We're like, shit, this is awesome.
They
That's
fly through the
amazing.
canyon to practice like low altitude maneuvers.
Yeah,
and
like
they're
Top Gun
below
shit.
deck.
Yeah, I've watched the YouTubes.
oh man,
Crazy.
Yeah.
Boss.
They got Lou Gossett Jr. screaming over the.
Dun, dun, dun,
so
dun, it's
good.
danger zone status. Yeah.
Oh, that's
You
awesome.
just sit in your car, face the canyon, blast danger zone on repeat. Eventually they show
Bit of
up.
Mr. Loggins
It's like
helps everything.
summoning Beetlejuice at the 3rd round of danger zone.
Oh man.
Or as I learned, you can just go to San Diego and sit on the beach, and an Osprey will fly by, and then F-16s because there's all the military
Oh,
bases
yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah.
And you could just like sit with your feet in the water and be like, "Yeah, it's pretty good too.
That does sound nice.
It's better than Death Valley."
So the i3 is good then.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
In
it's
summation.
Comprehensive review of the i3.
Exactly. That's to sum up.
Welcome home, Zachary.
The range thing, they have like we were using EVgo fast chargers pretty impressive.
What's
It's
an EVgo fast
I mean,
charge?
the EVgo is the company, but now they have basically it's a charging thing that uses 2 plugs at once, and it can go from 0 to 80% in 20 minutes.
Oh, really? Like, do you actually plug the car
You-
in, like, at the front and the back?
No, you just plug. It's like every car now has 2 ports because they're like, well, what if you're at this charger? If you're at home, you have 2 different ones. So this just puts those 2 together. But time-wise, it's really, I mean, it's a little bit longer than a gas stop, but if you plan it, like you can stop, plug it in, go get coffee, come out, and it's done.
Whoa.
How
So,
long was
not
it?
bad.
Like,
So like 20 minutes to 80%
oh, that's pretty good.
on the 90-mile battery. But a lot of people were showing up with bolts. Those are real popular. But that has a 200-mile battery range, so they had to be there longer.
Yeah.
So
But that's 200. But they get 200 miles.
Yeah.
they get 200 miles.
I like
you know?
I haven't driven a Bolt yet. Have you guys driven a
Neither have I.
Bolt?
I've not driven
No, I
the
want
Volt,
to.
but it's cool. I like the weird taillights with it. It seems
It looks
cool.
nice. If
a
it
fun-looking
drives like
car.
a Volt drives on electric mode, it
Yeah.
drives great.
Mhm.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm kind of psyched the Hyundai Kona EV is supposed to be coming soon,
What?
and that's
Tim, can you get me a picture of that? Can we
So
we still
Kona-
we can do the pictures thing with live, right?
yeah. So
Is live
Kona's
still
the new
good?
crossover,
Yeah.
and they
Hyundai
just
Kona.
they debuted the EV in Geneva, but then they told us in New York that we're getting an electric version here.
God, this reminds me of like these Citroen cactuses that
with the
that,
air
with
things?
the Rubbermaid.
They got
sides.
rid of those. They got rid of the air.
Zach? Is that a
bump
super
thing.
chat?
That's our first super chat question.
Our first super chat question.
Oh, I
That's a
should
good looking thing.
have
What
rap
what's
air
the
horn.
what's the story with this? We'll get to his
So this
question
is
in a
this is
second.
like Hyundai's
Note
new like crossover aimed at millennials. Yeah, I mean, looking at
mean,
it, it's pretty.
I mean, it's a reasonable looking crossover.
I
I'm
was
sure
born in
in
the mid
silver
'80s. I
and
feel
black.
obligated to buy it.
Pull it up in a different color that's not like nuclear. Yeah, that
I like
looks,
the blue.
That looks like every other crossover.
Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, they're doing a
It's a
fully
CX-5.
battery electric version of that, and it's supposed
Okay.
to get like 250-ish
Oh, cool.
miles of range.
Yeah.
And
All right.
like, I
Do you guys care if your electric cars like? Would you buy the electric version of a car that has a gas version also, or would you rather have like a
Like ground up
Tesla
electric?
and like peacock a little bit?
I'm gonna probably get crucified for saying this, but I would.
You won't. They're not in the room. You're good.
That's fine. Yeah, I don't work on the internet.
Easter was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh shit. But yeah, Teslas are like, it's just that whole thing of using their customers as guinea pigs is kind
the
of
beta testing thing.
Yeah, that really like chaps me.
Well, there's a flip side to it.
Sure.
Okay, so yes, you're a beta tester, but you get like mad over-the-air updates to your vehicle. Whereas, like, if an update is needed, like Ford will literally send me a zip drive in the mail. It's almost comical.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, like the Tesla thing, I don't know. And then the Model 3, like, it's a cool car, but like it's not that nice yet.
Have you driven one yet?
No, not yet. My boss has because he's my boss.
Because he's a baller.
That's right. He's a
Baller.
ginger and a bow tie. But
I've
But
seen
yeah.
a lot of their panel gaps drive by on the highway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, loves
yeah,
them. I'm
yeah.
always worried that someone might fall out. They're so
There's
big.
some, yeah, you know.
Do you remember that commercial? I think it's like a Volkswagen commercial from like the late 90s, early 2000s where they're hyping up their panel gap super hard, and it's like the ball bearing test. And
I
it's just
remember
somebody
that. I do
dropping
remember
a
the
metal ball
rolling.
bearing,
Yeah,
rolling down the
was that
panel.
Volkswagen?
I thought it was
That's very
Volkswagen.
cool.
I remember Lexus, I think,
It might
doing
could be
a
Lexus.
ball bearing test as well with panel gaps. Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's
Either
the thing
way,
I always
it's
think
a
about.
gangster move.
That's true. And then I think if you did that with the Model 3, you just have a bunch of ball bearings rattling around in your fender.
I
Well,
haven't.
they're like some of the trunks I've seen are like way too tight on one side and then
Yeah.
too
Right.
big on the other. You know,
Right.
It's like a misalignment problem.
Yeah.
Which I like Tesla. I like what they're trying to do.
Yeah, they're cool cars,
It's just
but
I don't know what's happening if they're under too much pressure and trying to get it out. And then if you have that
Yeah.
kind of problem,
I think supply chain management and actual assembly of things is fucking hard. It's
Yeah.
harder than writing software. It's harder than raising VC money.
I think it's
It's harder
hard.
than building one rocket and sending it to space.
It's
They're
hard
good
in
at that.
volume. I think if
Yeah.
you do one or two, easy. You can take as much time as you want. But if you're doing tens of thousands
Yeah.
and saying 35,000 in whatever 3 months, whatever, it gets a little tricky at that point.
Completely agree.
yeah.
I feel like Caterham would probably like email Elon and they're like, choose panel gaps or volume. Only
What do
choose
you want?
one. you
Yeah.
know?
the Caterham triangle.
Since we announced though that I was going to be spending part time in the Bay Area because of Hannah's new job, though, I've had 5 offers to drive Model 3 in the Bay Area,
Yeah.
and that's of a total of 6 offers to drive cars at all. 5 of the 6
Wow.
offers have been for Model 3.
Wow.
And 4 of the 5 have been with Apple, like Apple.com, Facebook.com, Google.com email addresses.
Of course.
I saw our very first Super Chat question ever. Super Chat is a thing in which you can actually pay us, and we'll answer questions live on the show.
Do it too.
The
Bears gotta
idea
eat.
being for I want to talk about the super chat for a second because I don't like asking fans for money,
Mm-hmm.
but the advertising situation is grim as fuck, and I want to create a lot of content. And there's a lot of people that all the time are like, just do a Patreon or just do something.
Yeah.
So we're doing 2 podcasts a week. The goal is to have that Thursday show be live Q&A with Super Chat, which is a feature built into YouTube. And we believe that we can, great picture, Tim. We believe that we can eliminate advertising entirely from the podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the goal. If we can do this one little thing, answer your questions for a little bit of money on the air and not have ads and have the show still be good, that would be fucking sweet.
And for a lot of people, the reason we can't answer every question is because there would probably be dozens and then 20s and then hundreds of
Dude,
them.
you see how fast they're
So,
the scrolling?
Like it's scrolling really quick.
Yeah,
so,
it scrolls
you
really
know,
quick.
If you're
Yeah.
wondering, like, why do I have to pay to ask a question? It's like, well, because to find you out of a sea of 100 or 200 would probably just
It's a
be
judge
almost
of your
impossible.
commitment, people.
That's right.
So to the gentleman, let's assume it's a gentleman. Thank you, sir.
Statistically
Our
speaking,
first
that's-
paying question ever wants a status of the Million Mile Lexus, right?
Yep.
Million Mile Lexus is currently in the ever capable hands of a Mr. Aaron Gold and his lovely wife, Robin. They have long commutes to work, and they are putting like 80 to 100 miles a day on the car.
Whoa.
That's good.
And it's the engine still hasn't been opened. We've had to replace the alternator because and rebuild the power steering pump again because the power steering pump leaks on the alternator and kills the alternator. And that's now the 3rd time that's had to happen.
Weird.
However, it's still going. We're at 973,000 miles, and there's a couple that are like travel adventure vloggers from somewhere in Europe that are coming in June to go on a 10,000-mile road trip.
Awesome.
So
I hope I get to drive it again before it hits 1 million. Like, Frank, that's a very comfortable, awesome
well,
car.
the plan for us for this car, the eventual plan, is when it gets close, we're going to start driving it some more and do some adventures and make some films. But then, oh God, here come the super chats.
Oh no.
But then we're going to ship it to Dubai. And your other question, who is that? Kit Lane? Is that what that says? I'm
Yeah,
far from the
Kit-
monitor.
Kit Lane.
Yeah.
Kit Lane's other question. Thank you, Kit
Whoa,
Lane.
5
All
pounds
cars go to
sterling.
heaven. 3 is the Lexus hitting 1 million miles, hopefully in the Middle East.
You know,
We go back to the land of Jesus.
well, we bring it to its natural
we
resting
bring
place.
it to its natural resting place.
to where the rest of them are.
Oh man. And Paul says, "Have a beer on me." Thanks, Paul. Here's a good one. Actual car question: R32 GTR versus Porsche 996 Turbo for a weekend toy. Good question. Both around the $40,000 mark for a good example right now. GTR's on their way up. 996 Turbos leveled
pretty
to
steady.
creeping, steady. What do you guys think? You want to weigh in?
Porsche.
Porsche? You say Porsche. Have you driven a Skyline?
No, but I also know that it's really easy to get parts for a 996 turbo, and
is.
the Metzger motor is, especially in that trim, is so understressed. Like you'll just go forever and ever and ever. If you can live with the crappy interior, go for it.
Whereas
Okay.
I'd go the other side and I'd go with the GTR because they're making GTR bits for them from the factory now, from Nismo.
I'm going to go with James. I think GTR because it is on its way up faster than the Porsche. I also think it's a more unique and interesting driving experience for your money than the Porsche.
And my
But then you have to deal with people at a gas station saying, "Oh, hey man, is that a Skyline?"
That's true. You do.
Yeah.
That's a downside. That's a definite downside.
Yeah.
Upside, you have to deal with a female going, didn't they call these the worst Porsches because of the headlights and the IMS bearing? No, that would never happen.
no.
I'm kidding. All right, we're split. Zach, 2 for Skyline, 1 for 996.
I think if we lived in a country like Kyle said that had easier access to Nissan parts, I'd probably go Skyline. But being that as an actual problem, as you found out with your air conditioning,
Air conditioning with a Skyline
and I
was a
also
problem.
I do love everything about the 996 other than the tail light, the headlights. So I would probably go 996 for all those reasons.
Yeah. I mean, look at Larry Chin's car. Like that thing is awesome
It is awesome. Larry was just on the show.
because he's a beast and
Because
he's everywhere at once.
He's a beast and,
And
he's
he's a
phantom.
gentleman.
He's everywhere, and he's a gentleman.
But you said your R32 drove great, like
Brilliantly,
out of the box.
absolutely
And the
brilliantly
996, from what I've heard, a lot of people are like, oh, you got to do all these bushings. It's got a lot of movement in the chassis because there's so many soft
I think they
bushings.
drive weird. The turbos
Right,
drive
you
better than the
think they
Carreras,
do.
but I think 996s drive weird. But that's okay. That's our way in. Moving on. 2. Are you Skyline? 2 and 2, I think.
I said
2019
Porsche. I'll
Camaro.
tie
Tim
break it.
tie breaks and says
Oh,
Porsche.
break it
No,
with
I said Porsche because we live in America.
Wah, wah. 2019 Camaro. Tim, got to pull up a picture from the New York Auto Show of the 2019
Oh,
Camaro.
no.
Boys, have you seen this thing?
Don't do it to me.
Oh,
I just ate.
it is not good.
It's like the guys at GM are just like, how much grill can these people stand?
I don't know what's
So much.
happened, but wait, that's not it. That's not 19. Go down.
It didn't debut at New York. I
Oh,
don't
where
think.
did it debut?
It debuted like at like a weird.
Oh, I'm sorry. Delete New York Auto Show. I apologize.
Yeah, I think the announcement just went out today. like,
Oh,
official.
okay. There, look at the blue, the front of the car. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
What is the addition of all this grill?
It's like
So much grill.
Makes
Well,
a little
it's-
bit more grill. I think they could squeeze an extra couple of inches of grill in that.
If they get rid of the LED lights, they could probably get rid
Audi's
of
looking
some
at this
grill.
going, what do you have the bar in the middle for?
Yeah, it's not neat. Not neat.
And Lexus too.
Yeah,
I
it's
ju-
like the Toyota Avalon, the new one, got together with the Lexus with the Predator grill.
Bro, have you seen all the new Toyotas? Are mad aggressive.
Yeah.
They're all
Wasn't
really
that video
dude,
of the,
Even the Camry.
The Camry's
straight
mad
pipe? Do you hear the
aggressive.
straight piped Camry?
No, does it sound awesome?
Mother of
Probably sounds like an
God.
Evora, right?
It's nutty. It sounds so good.
Probably sounds like an Evora with the titanium exhaust.
Yeah, probably.
New Camaro, dude, that front end, it's going to take some time, but right now I am not feeling it. I just don't. I don't know. We'll have to see. Is there a powertrain update?
I don't.
Yeah, well, they added a 4-cylinder 1LE model. So
Oh, so you
2-liter
get the
turbo
handling with
the handling and stuff.
Okay.
And then it comes with like line lock. I think, okay, here's my question, because we know there's plenty of other companies that have front grills like this, right? Like
Right.
the Genesis has done it. Lexus was doing it with a little more fish kind of Predator shit. Audi, I think, started it with the
Yeah.
hexagon. Does it seem like they're late to the game on this trend? Like,
Yeah, totally.
Is the next car, whoever's leading the design language, are they going to move away from this and then they'll be late to the party?
I hope so.
I'm
hope they go away
worried that
from
it's
it so
getting
fast.
less and less clean. It just keeps getting busier and messier,
Right.
you know?
I agree. It's
Well,
getting
but they
real
don't.
everything's
But they
aggressive.
don't change like the side profile.
door is
everything,
the
like, it's
same,
Still, they all- you still can't see out of it. Like what's
It's
the
so
point?
different and yet so much the same.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it'll be really good to drive, but
Well, it'd probably be nice. The SS was nice. The SS was fast.
Oh, yeah, it was
Yeah.
the
Fun.
chassis
Really
is
fast.
great.
It's fun.
And the ZL1 1LE was like, holy mother
Yeah.
of God.
you know what's
fast.
getting really cheap now, or starting? I think they're hitting into like the sub 30s. Is the Z28?
Bro, Bozy posted that shit.
Yeah.
You guys follow Bozy?
Yeah.
Hoonable on Twitter and the Bozy on Instagram.
If you want the deepest Tesla cuts, he's
the
your man.
He is the most interesting person. Bozy and his brother Boyan are our AER race techs, and they work on our NC Miata. And they are Bozy is just the nerdiest of nerds when it comes to digging through auction results and importer logs. And he was like, "Hey, check." He sent me an unsolicited email the other day. I mean, which is fine, of course. But he's like, dude, did you know that like all 4 of these exhaust companies are importing in one crate together from the same Taiwan manufacturer? And I'm like, that's awesome, Bozy.
Whoa.
Yeah, he finds all this crazy shit, and these Z28s are in the fucking 20s,
which
like
is
29 grand.
that's nutty.
What a car.
That's crazy. That's so much car.
Right.
And in
Wow.
there, and
Harris
that's
has
gonna
one.
Karis has one, and that car's gonna age nicely because it's clean lines.
With the splitter and everything, yeah, it just
Naturally
it's aggressive,
aspirated, yeah.
sounds great.
Yeah.
I just wonder how different it would be not on the 60 treadwear like our compound tires. Like, is it
Yeah.
going to be that much worse to like try and live with?
No, I bet you could daily. Maybe not daily. It's tough,
little
but
rougher,
like I
yeah.
bet you could get away with some like a PS4S.
I think our compound tires are fine for everything.
Our compounds
That's
are
the guy that has our 888Rs on his Fiat 500e.
like a boss.
Yeah.
That's stick
That is,
though.
that's
Yeah.
the best 500,
That low
though.
CG though. Does
It
it have
grip.
flat floor battery?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Grips.
What else we got on that? On that
Questions?
by the way, Tim's looking at like Auto Trader. Bozy's looking at the auctions. So that's where.
yeah,
But
copy
he's got the in. But that's the true value. The Auto Trader is what people are asking, not what they're selling for.
Yeah.
Can you scroll down? Is that?
We missed All Cars Go to Heaven.
No, we didn't. That's what the Lexus is going to
there-
be. The end of the Lexus.
Oh, that's part 3.
I'm
Yeah,
keeping
yeah.
track. Someone said Evora GT or used GT4.
Evora 400
Yeah.
or used Cayman GT4. Ooh, have you guys driven the Evora 400 or
I
410?
haven't driven
I've
the
only driven
Evora.
an older Evora, and I didn't like the foot pedal placement.
Interesting.
Was it off?
Offset.
It's slightly offset. It didn't bother me that much, even though I agree with you that it is offset. I did not have an issue with it. That's a tough call because the Evora 400 is fucking badass. It's so nice. It's like a new old NSX.
Okay.
And it's simple without being basic. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It has all the basic needs are covered. It's not too many frills, but it's got everything's right. Here's the problem with the Cayman GT4. New Cayman GT4 is coming out, and it's going to kick the values of those right down because it's going to get the GT3 motor. So
okay, yeah. So I've only driven. I drove the Sharkworks GT4 very briefly.
you did not have a Cayman GT4 experience. You had a Sharkworks experience.
Well,
my
no, it's
friend.
before he did anything with the motor. So basically, all he did was they changed the gearing
Yeah.
and put an exhaust in it.
Okay, well that's
And-
improved, but not.
Yeah. So that I don't know. Like, is the Evora that good though?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I'll tell you,
Alright.
I drove a GT4 and an Evora 410 back to back.
Okay.
And if I had to do a track day in something, I would prefer the GT4. But to drive one every day, I would prefer the Evora 400. It's
Makes
easier to
sense.
get in and out of. The GT4's bucket seats are quite deep, and you have to like do this weird ballet to get out of them. And
Sure.
I really like the Evora because it's
Evora's great.
different. It looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, those hinges, it's carbon. It's
you
like a
never see
different
'em.
answer because Porsche
Yeah.
is very good at answering most questions.
Someone took me around the track in the thermal club in one. It was a lot of fun. Le Mans
Yeah?
driver. Yeah, it was good. Much
Okay.
better than the Cayman they had there.
the the GT4 or 400? The Evora.
I think they were both. They weren't the GT4 and it wasn't
They were the
400.
regular
Yeah,
one.
but
The-
still, it was.
It's similar, but there was a big jump.
Yeah.
There's a lot of changes to the 400. They're dope. If you can get a good deal on a 400, it's definitely worth looking at. What else we got?
We are learning when people abuse this system because someone said or paid money to say, ask Zach what a butt is for.
Zach, what's a butt for?
I don't know,
We don't have shame.
but it's like, well, what's a dick for? It's gonna be the same thing.
Are you? Is that the obligation? Are you required, or is it just sort of a social contract unwritten?
We're gonna learn this as we go. I think.
Can you get sued? I mean, I don't know.
All right. Someone asked for a law school car recommendation under 30 grand.
school car.
300 horsepower driver's car.
Oh, that's super easy. E55 AMG. W210.
Yeah.
W210. So
Oh,
not the supercharged one.
the basic one, the
one-
5.5 liter,
5.5 liter,
4i?
no supercharger, no air ride. It's under
you're-
10 grand, 350
Is it
horsepower. and
under
it's-
under 30 grand?
Well,
30
but then he
grand.
has 20 grand to spend on repairs because he's already in law school and he's already gonna have a lot
Yeah.
of debt.
Or he has like 10 grand to spend on all these super duper overpriced like cams and headers and stuff from like
What?
Rentec.
From in law school.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be great.
Are you assuming that he wants to join the Mercedes family as where most lawyers
Is he
go?
going to be a mob
Yeah, you
lawyer
gotta
when
get it
he's
on the
done?
ground
What-
floor.
is he?
You know,
Is he Russian?
and it's
Like,
old enough that you don't look like you're
Dress
trying
for
to be
poor
new
Noah.
money. You know.
Getting us
Dress for the
advice.
job you want.
right.
Wait, so give me the requirements
Oh wait,
again.
never. I take it back.
300
Miata.
horsepower
300
It's Miata.
horsepower
Plus.
or more.
or more.
Driver's car.
Driver's car.
Law school, I feel like doesn't really matter.
Doesn't
except maybe
matter,
he's
he's
gonna be
in
driving
his
back
late
and forth,
20s,
and he's
Did
got
you
right?
just
30
talk about the
grand.
Z28 for 29 grand?
C28.
There you
Definitely.
go.
That's
There
gonna
you
really.
go.
What
Straight
kind of
in there.
lawyer
Or
do
a
you want to
fucking
be?
ZL1.
Yeah.
A ZL1's got to
Oh,
be
yeah.
cheaper than a Z28, right?
Yeah.
A ZL1's going to be 25 grand. That's what's up.
What-
Or like a used Audi S5 with a stick and a V8 could be nice.
You could get a used M3, of
A
course.
used M3 could be good if you
Oh,
can
yeah.
afford some payments. A Lexus IS350, slightly used but current body style is pretty cool.
Reliable too. So you don't have to
reliable.
worry about that's because that's something you could probably drive for a long time
Yeah.
Yeah.
until you can afford a Mercedes.
Well, you know,
Lexuses last an eternity.
you just
I-
get in the
personal
ecosystem, then you
experience.
work your way up. You climb the ladder.
Yeah.
Now, if you're in medical school, this changes everything. You know, our answers
yeah.
would be completely different.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at like entry level sports sedans and stuff like that. Alex Bernstein was up in here talking about that BMW 135 with mods. He's got like a 500 horsepower 135 that he built for not a lot of
These
money.
things
are
under
real cheap now,
3,000
too.
pounds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it looked very, very fast. Yeah,
And he's almost cracking twos at Button Willow.
yeah,
very,
It's
very
for
close.
for like not a lot of money at all. It was a 135 is a ton of car that is overlooked in the used market.
I wonder how much it would cost to replicate the Dynan 135 that they did.
The
The 1M
Dynan
rather.
kit has a the 1M.
The Dynan
from
1M.
a 135. I think it's doable actually. I'm not sure those
You wouldn't get
internals are different or anything.
No, I don't think so.
It's a bigger turbo. It's a
Yeah.
bigger turbo even from the 1M.
Sure.
And it's a different intercooler, and I think
But
a
I think
full exhaust. But it's not anything too crazy.
Because that would be cool.
It would be very cool. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, you can do a lot with the N54 engine, as it is. Yeah. Tons. Yeah. So I hope those are some useful options. What else we got? Anything not too embarrassing? So what do we think about the Ford GM 10-speed? I've only used one in a Raptor. I haven't tried one in a sports car yet. I'll get back to you on that one, though. I promise.
It seems like that's a ton of gears, and if they program it perfect where it can skip gears where it needs to, But was it you that were driving in the desert? And sometimes you had to click down, 10, 8, 9, 7, 6.
Yeah. In a Raptor in manual mode, it's a lot of shifting.
That seems like
Yeah,
it could be
that
busy.
seems.
It's a lot of shifting. But if this is what's going to save the petrol engine, whatever.
Why not?
All right.
Yeah.
Top 5 cars to turn safari style. I like this guy.
Oh, there you
Off-road
go.
sports cars are so hot right now. So hot right now. Other than a 911, what would you off-road sports car?
Well, they used to have my favorite one at the Peterson Museum, the Buick.
The
The
Buick?
AMG. Yeah, it was only 830,000.
Wait,
Custom one.
The fuck are you talking about? What Buick?
They had a Buick downstairs in the vault.
Right.
There was
It's like a mid-50s Buick that somebody took the body. The body basically, they took a G55 AMG and then just dropped a 50s Buick body on it.
on a G-Wagon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was only a drop in the pool at $830,000 to put into the car to make it work.
Yeah, and they painted
Wow.
it 3 shades of beige, so you know it's ready to go.
What?
Perfect. I mean, that's what you want to go off-roading in.
Tim, look up like classic Buick G-Wagon mashup or something like that. I got to see a picture. Was it cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it worth $830,000?
No.
I mean,
Absolutely not.
I don't have the 830,000, so I'd say it possibly could be worth more.
Was it like one of those hunting vehicles, or did it have a purpose?
No, it didn't look at all like it was going to go off road. The only way you could really tell was that it still had the AMG monoblocks on it,
Huh?
but it was like fully on air ride suspension, still 4-wheel drive.
Really? So what was the point? Just
know.
shits and giggles?
Well, the guy had 2 cars. He's like, I've crashed my Mercedes G-Wagon. Wow. My dad gave you this Buick.
We can't
Let's
seem to
just make
find
the
it
two
on
together.
the internet. Is there a keyword we might search to
I don't
find
know.
it?
It just lives in the deep dark heart of the
I think
Peterson
it's,
vault.
I think it's one of the. It might be Troy Ladd or the Hot Woods
Yeah.
Troy Ladd ones.
Okay. So G-Wagon on a Buick. Okay, great. Kyle, what would you Safari?
Oh, that's a good question. What the oh yeah, okay. The Mercedes 450 SEL 6.9.
Yep.
Yeah, just jack one of those up with a roof rack and lights.
Sedan, like the red Saw.
Yeah.
Sow. Red Sow.
The Rota Sau.
Road to Sow. Thank you.
Yeah, red pig.
Yeah,
Well,
the red pig, but lifted.
That's actually the 109. So that's the earlier one with the 6.3, and then AMG did it. Not to be a giant nerd.
The one later. The
It's
one
the one
after
right
that.
after that,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Badass. I'm about that life.
Yeah, it's already got air suspension. You're golden.
Yeah.
Throw a skid plate on it.
So yeah, Mercedes for sure. Zachary.
How much work can we do on this? Can we talk like
Fucking
engine swaps and
unlimited.
stuff?
Yeah, unlimited,
Anything.
bro. Unlimited. This is a
Unlimited budget?
hypothetical.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent 830,000 on mine, so you've got that to work with. Say, put that as a ballpark figure.
That's a fair point. I think it'd be fun to go full micro machines and have like a first gen Camaro that's rallied out and just
Alright.
especially to flip
like that.
everything on its head.
I like that.
There was an IROC Camaro in Rally North America when Morningstar was doing that rally. Our cameraman was a co-driver in a rally, and there was a fucking IROC, full American flag wrap,
Whoa.
chrome American racing wheels, lifted monster truck tires, running stage rally.
Yes.
It was the most badass shit.
What a
ever.
hero.
Second answer that I like better now that I've had thought about it. Datsun 510 wagon
Good
with
choice.
some sort of engine swap.
That's a good choice. I'm thinking. I mean, it's been done. I'm tempted to say, Mercedes SLC rally car.
Oh, God,
obviously,
that's so cool.
so sexy, so cool, so amazing.
That one you did a one take on where it wasn't a
blue
rally,
one.
but that was such
really
a cool,
nice car.
Yeah, great.
I wonder if
Flares
that
and
dude
stuff.
sold that thing. But yeah, that or I mean, Rolls Corniche Coupe.
Yeah, why not?
Like from Cannonball Run 2 with the Chic.
Yep.
I'm all about that life.
Yeah.
And there, Tim, can you look up the Rolls Corniche rally car? Because one did exist, built by Rolls Royce, and it was the coolest fucking thing ever. And there it is. Oh, that's a drawing. It's of a Wraith. Good drawing, whoever did that.
Really like
Did you
that.
see
Look
the?
at that. Now that
There we go.
is
Oh, and it's got the
fucking
Jules
hot.
livery too.
Yeah, Jules livery,
Oh, my God.
lifted chin splitter, yellow fog lights,
That's what you need.
sexy as hell.
Yes, please.
2-door hardtop Corniche. There's a dude who lives in Venice. You seen this guy rolling around?
No.
There's a dude who lives in Venice who's got a black, like, not rattle can, but like triple deuce hot rod black.
Okay.
That kind of black.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
flat black, but not matte black. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Of a hardtop Rolls Corniche.
Whoa.
Awesome.
All right.
Street parks it. Guy's gangster as fuck.
Did you see there a couple weeks ago? I think it was Jalopnik or something. There was somebody did like a rally treatment for it was a Bentley Continental GT, but like it was really good.
Well, there's the guy who does this the renderings.
Yeah,
Who
this is a
does, like,
real
super
car.
car-
Like
oh,
it was for
really?
sale, like in the Netherlands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like
No,
I would
pull
do.
that rally car Bentley GT, Tim. There
Yeah.
was a real a guy built one.
Like I do unforgivable
Yeah,
stuff.
there it is. Top left.
For like a month.
Oh,
in
there's
that
it
car.
jumping in the middle there. Fuck.
Oh,
They
yeah,
did,
that's
they did
hot.
another one too. There's a second one, a black one.
bro. Yo, that guy
That's
beats all of
hilarious.
us.
When you're onto
Yeah.
a good thing, there you go.
That's a lifted Bentley with over fenders and a bash bar.
Those look like Silverado
roof.
fenders too, which I appreciate. You know,
I wonder
a
how much
great
of the
car.
I
drivetrain
like
is
that. It
stock.
really does fit the style lines there with those
great-
fenders.
And can you zoom in on the shocks, Tim? Does that actually have like
Ooh.
doubled up shocks?
Yeah.
It has doubled up front shocks.
Yes, sir.
And those look like foxes almost. And then it has an exoskeleton around the whole back of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Bitchin'.
yeah.
That's so.
It sits-
Sold for what? What did I say? Sells.
It's
I saw
sitting a lot
sells.
lower than I expected.
Sells for $89K.
69,000.
Fucking worth it.
That's a
100% worth
Yeah.
it.
I would
buy
do it.
15 of them for that Buick. I'm going to
Dude,
rethink.
Bro,
Oh, yeah, that-
roll up to Mastro's Ocean Club in that motherfucker right there.
Yeah.
assuming it still works. 'Cause,
Just
like,
just
used
uncorked
Bentley-
and bouncing off the rev limiter. Like,
Look at it with the lights. There's it with the lights on.
yeah.
Couldn't you just pull up on the sand and
yes.
the rocks instead
That's
rather
what
than
I
out
was
front?
just
Right.
thinking that.
Oh, just do a beach landing.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 like some Wagner. That is so amazing.
Yeah.
I would go, you know what I would do if I had that? I would call Doug DeMuro, and we would go, you know, he's super Nantucket. You guys know Doug.
Yeah.
You know him or you just know
I've never met him.
Oh,
but yeah.
okay. He is the essence of using the word summer as a verb in Nantucket. And I love that about him because I used to use the word summer as a verb in Nantucket. And it's a big thing in Nantucket to drive your cars on the beach.
Sure.
It's like a pastime there. And people who keep their fucking Defenders out there for like 20 years, their whole bumper is covered with like every year's permit.
Does the bumper not fall off from rust though?
They keep that shit in their nice garage
Really? I
the
thought we were
winter.
East
They're
Coast
not there in
car.
the winter.
Ooh.
No, that's garage all winter. But I would go mob Nantucket in that. Really offend some
Just throw
people
a
in
rooster
salmon
tail
pants.
at some guy and
For
like
sure.
yeah,
For sure.
and the embroidered shorts. Just
Salmon. It's all salmon.
Oh, it's going to be
go.
salmon.
There's a store that sells all salmon pants. There's all a salmon pants fucking store.
it's amazing.
I think I put it on my Instagram for
There's
my
so many
trip.
different shades of salmon.
There are way more than you think.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
farm raised to line caught
Exactly.
to
That's
Alaskan king. No, Tim, you'd have to scroll for like hours to get there. It's from last summer. Oh man, what else? Should we like? I don't. Okay, so we've been live for like an hour. The super chats aren't like out of hand piling up, are they? Are they getting there?
No, but it's a little.
All right,
Fast and
let's be
Furious.
a little. Let's try and answer some questions, and then maybe we'll just kill the super chat so we don't get. Holy shit! Did someone just give us $27?
Pounds even.
28
Pounds?
28
That's like, what
pounds.
the
Fuck!
28 euros.
It's like
I'll
$300.
sing your question, motherfucker. I got
Sing
no
it.
shame.
Sing it.
Thanks for all the free content, guys. Matt, would you consider another mini GP, or have you any alternative?
Or another 27 pounds to not sing.
27
perhaps.
pounds to not sing. I pay the people at the ice cream place to not sing when you tip them.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
I feel
That's
bad
what
for
I
them. I'm like, just
Mini
don't.
GPs, you got to be a super mini nerd. Have you guys had a mini GP?
No.
It's the best mini, but it's really expensive.
Sure.
They're really expensive. And like Zach, maybe you could back me up on this. The modified Fiesta ST was actually, I think, faster and more fun to drive.
Yeah, I think it. The Fiesta felt like it had slightly more, maybe a little bit more lean.
Yes.
And maybe slightly softer as far as just steering and response goes.
But it rode better.
It does ride better.
It rode better.
And it
yeah.
was $20,000 cheaper.
Yeah.
I mean, the
I think
mini
the
we
mini
took
GP was $45,000
It
or
was the one-
$50,000.
That's
the one we
nuts.
did Silver State in was
So you're saying
40
it's
plus grand.
BMW i3 money?
It's fat. It's really. How fast did we go? 160 in it?
Yeah.
We did 160 in it. So there's
On a
that.
closed road, obviously.
It was. It was
We
close
all,
road.
oh yeah, we did do it on a closed road, but we also did it on an open road. But
No.
also on a closed road.
No, we didn't.
That's the whole point
Maybe,
of the video.
maybe the open road was in Mexico.
No, we did it in a closed road, but Zach was eating a sandwich and we played Go Fish.
Yeah,
I
and,
don't-
and then we
don't
got
do this
thrown
anymore.
out of the closed road event because we went too fast in the closed road.
Oh yeah.
The Silver State Classic, do you know what that is? It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got thrown out because we broke out of our bracket by going too fast.
We made
Oh,
dude,
Savages.
it's like a time trial event, and we made 3 passes in a mini. You're not supposed to make any passes.
we passed the court. This is on video. If you haven't seen it, but you should go watch. It's on Drive. It's the the Mini Cooper review.
It's called Speed, the Desert, and Crushed Dreams, I
Yeah.
believe is the title of the video.
So we knew that this event would be dull because our speed limit for our bracket was like 110 miles an hour, and I was like, well, what am I going to do?
What's the point of that?
So I
Yeah.
brought sandwich ingredients and made sandwiches.
Of course.
We played cards. I did his nails, and then I made a balloon animal, and we passed a Corvette, and I just held up a balloon animal dog, and the guy driving the Corvette's just like, what? And we were just, no.
Dude, mobbing in this stock Mini press car.
oh God.
So
Great. It was good fun.
It was good fun.
Sounds
It was
like a good
great
time.
video.
It was a great time.
A great video. I wouldn't buy one if you are like, you got to be the most diehard Mini guy around. Like,
Yeah.
and I think a Mini is a lease it for 24 months kind of car.
Yeah, and they have reliability because they are great.
They have
I think for
reliability
what they
issues.
do, they're very good at it.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah.
Oh man, oh that's a good one. What's the closest you can get to a $100,000 driving experience for under 35,000? A motorcycle, a Ducati.
Any motorcycle.
Yeah, a Ducati
My
fucking
motorcycle.
Panigale.
My motorcycle
Probably.
is slow. It's like a 90 horsepower adventure bike.
Yeah,
And you have to have a real fast car to like
Yeah, yeah.
leave me at the line. Like,
yeah,
and I'm a slow motorcycle rider.
yeah.
There's nothing that compares.
I
It's
completely
insane.
agree with you. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
But I think this person probably wants a car recommendation. $100,000 driving experience for under $35,000. Now this is possible because you can buy plenty of
Aston Martins again.
Aston Martins.
Right in
Oh,
that price
V8
range.
Vantage is
There you
right.
go.
Maybe not under 35, but close.
It's close.
Well,
As
are they
close
talking
you
about
get.
the driving experience or just like what it's
Closest you can get to a driving experience. I would also say
like from a performance standpoint or like just a nice car to be in?
pick an angle. Pick an angle. Throw
Well,
something at the wall. See what sticks.
Performance, I was like C5 Z06.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's a lot of car for not a lot of money.
Yes, but the person says $100,000 driving experience, and that was never one of those. As a
That's
former
fair.
C5 owner, I assure you.
Oh yeah, you got
that
rid
is
of
Okay,
not
but
a-
if you were blindfolded, would you be able to tell the difference between the C5 Z06 and a V8 Vantage when those came out?
Yes,
when they
because
were
I
new?
could touch
Yeah.
things.
I
can feel it in my
driving
hand.
experience.
I think so.
The V8 Vantage is not as fast, but it definitely feels more exotic.
Does.
Okay.
It
Sounds
definitely-
more exotic.
It feels, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more luxurious on the inside.
I agree.
Absolutely true.
Yeah, I
There-
agree.
there are a
Wait,
lot of things
more
more
than
luxurious.
a Corvette.
Just
More
a
than a
little bit.
C5
Just a
Corvette?
little bit.
You must live in Buckingham Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're reasonably reliable and they're not particularly expensive to insure as per DeMuro and Freddie. I would say
Be
that's probably a
fun.
good one. Yeah. Or fuck, you can get. I mean, under 35. No, you're not getting. No. Nah, I'm gonna back away from that argument.
CL600 Mercedes.
I was gonna say, big body Benzes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a CL6 or a CL55 or a CL63 or one of those
In
for
good
sure.
condition. The one you did a one take on that was like
one on
the guy
bags?
that detailed it was mint.
Oh, the red SL.
That was no the black. It was like a silver color, but
The
the
one
guy
on
had
bags?
fully
Oh yeah.
that was real nice.
very.
That
mint.
was definitely a $100,000 driving experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
old big body Benzes
For sure.
For sure. Scroll down, Tim. What else we got? Is that the end?
That's the end of
Oh,
that.
is it?
We missed a couple.
Oh,
but
go back up. What's the other? What's the most miles we personally put in a car, and how do you think that affects your
I
opinion
like this question.
on new car, i.e., the cost of dailying a Porsche? Guys, have you ever had any extraordinary numbers of miles put on a car?
1,700 miles on a press car in a week.
I have such bad car ADD that I can't keep something like long enough. I think I put like 25,000 miles on my Fiesta ST, and then it was like, I got to get rid of it.
That's
Right.
a lot. I think that's significant, especially
Yeah.
considering our profession and our, like you said, our ADD.
Yeah.
A long time ago, I had one. I had a Mercury Mountaineer, all-wheel drive V8, 2001. It was a nice truck, actually. I put 97,000 miles on it in 3 years. It was like my college car.
Jesus.
And I road tripped.
Good work.
I road tripped. I would drive all over the place, and I had a system in it. Like there it is, black, second row down. Yeah, no, newer generation than that. Go up. No, newer than that.
Yep.
Second row, second from the left. That's
not black.
Whatever.
not black.
Sorry,
That's
it's
red.
wrong color. Mine was black.
Yeah.
I'm fucking 10 feet from the monitor. What do you want from me?
Still not black.
He's red
I
green
know.
colorblind.
I'm
now.
colorblind, you shitball. Fuck, I'm so colorblind. It's really bad. But that was it. But so I had a Alpine flip out in the front,
Uh-huh.
and then I had the first ever it was the first ever XM unit, which was a separate unit that we had to cut a hole in the dash to put in there. XM tuner, and then we did headrests in the TVs for both rows. So it was 5 TVs in the truck, and then behind the third row, the whole trunk space was a box. 1,000-watt with 2 MTX 10s. We did all Alpine speakers, and we would roll around. Had DVD in the truck, and we would roll around 1,000-mile road trips and watch like a whole season of Sopranos on DVD.
You just didn't want to
That's-
pack anything, though, did you, to put in the back?
Good question. Good question, James. Roof box. I roof boxed it for the road trips, and I almost never had to carry. Like 7 people was going to the club, 5 people was a road trip, and then we could fold down the seats.
Put some more in, yeah.
But it was a I went through 3 gearboxes in 96,000 miles and traded it for a Audi S4.
Wow.
When I had the Crown Vic and drove it back and forth to shoot Big Muscle,
You put a lot of miles.
put like 20,000 miles on it in 2 years. But what it taught me about was ergonomics of seating, which we all like. You get in a press car and you're like, oh, this is comfortable, or this is or it's supportive. But it's like we have that car for a week, and this was 2 years, and over 2 years I developed like a bulging disc in my back, and I didn't have enough support, so I realized like how much you lean over.
Oh yeah.
You know, like those seats you get in at first, you're like, oh, I've got room,
Dude,
it's soft, good.
This
but
little centimeter of difference is so much
Exactly.
over a period of hours. And your Crown Vic was fucking bad. That was a
Oh,
bad one. I mean, it was a good car, but that seat was a fucked seat.
totally,
Yeah.
it was 2 rulers covered in like the wool. That was it.
To
But
finish-
I think it's
sorry, go
important.
ahead.
I just think ergonomics are more important than people think.
Oh yeah,
Like
for sure.
absolute fit of seat.
Well, that's like. Oh, go ahead.
No, please.
I would say that's like one of the last things that really differentiates cars anymore is like, because everything is so good, it's hard to find one that's like a total piece of crap unless they screwed up something with the ergonomics.
Yeah.
It's either that or complaining about infotainment, which just makes you sound like a chode.
Because you can just plug your
Some
phone in.
infotainment
you know?
is bad. But
No, totally. Like,
But
I mean, I
it takes
had a
like
Fiesta
3
ST.
seconds
It was not
before
good.
it like resets and you get in there instead of 2. It'd
Very
be really good if
true.
it was 2, and I'm going to
Yeah.
back out all of the driveway before it finally kicks in. I can get my podcast.
I just drove a new CX-5 and like the screen was noticeably slow. Like let's go from nav to radio, and it's like, there we are.
Yeah.
So compared to other new stuff, but once you get going, you just listen to whatever you listen to, and your nav
Right.
is fine, and who cares?
And it's all stuff you would get used to, like
Yes.
an infotainment thing. Like,
but that car though was worse in steering and brake field than the one I drove on a one take like 3 years ago.
Oh, than
So,
the
like,
old one?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
that's a
the
bummer.
actual
Oh,
driving
weird.
was I felt like was significantly worse. But infotainment, like you said, who cares?
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
To finish the gentleman, assume it's a gentleman's question in terms of the I think the question was more also about like does reliability and long-term cost affect our ownership? And I think it may have at some point, but now because all of us travel and live in a place where you're not putting that many miles on cars, it doesn't. You don't. I mean, you don't want to buy something that's like a ticking time bomb, but
Well, some of us do.
but I don't have
Yeah.
a problem dailying an 87 911 and a 2001 Mercedes because I just calculated up. I put 3,200 miles on my SL 500 in 2017. I put 2,900 miles on the 911, 2,400 miles on the Mustang, and 4,900 miles on the Focus in 2017. So I'm not putting that many miles anymore.
Okay, so but if you were a person who had one car that
Yeah.
let's say you did like a lot of road trips, would that then affect what you bought? Like would you
You'd,
probably
I mean,
wouldn't
you'd
buy-
want it to be reliable,
Right.
and you'd want it to be reasonably fuel efficient if you're going a lot of miles. You know, and go consumables. You don't want something on our compounds that's gonna go through tires. Like
yes,
I love.
you do. Yes, you do.
Bro,
Every car.
how long do your 888s last?
It's the 500s. They're still going. I mean, how many miles do I put in the Fiat 500? I put like 2,000 in a year.
Good point. So,
So
last
it's
like
like-
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I've probably gotten 1,000 miles out of my Cup 2s, and they're donezo.
Yeah, that's different. Different kind of thing there.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. That fucking British guy just sent us another $11 for
11 euros, I think that
Euro,
is.
it's euros. Is that British or pounds? Is it
Euros.
euros? I'm sorry, I'm so far away.
Euros.
Okay, 11 euros. Wow. And just said thank you. Thank you, sir.
David Gottfried, I think we missed this one. He's about to buy a Morgan 3-wheeler. Is he making a horrible mistake?
No.
Yes and no.
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 Greatest idea ever. I only
Yeah.
wish it was the electric one. Hopefully it is.
I strongly recommend buying
Yeah,
a Morgan
exactly.
3-wheeler, and I strongly recommend having something else to drive when it's broken.
have a plan B. You know,
It's so. Have you guys driven them before? You have, right?
No.
It's the
I've only ridden
greatest.
as passenger in a vintage one. That's about it.
In an old one, an
Yeah.
actual old one.
Yeah, yeah.
And how did that go?
It was fun. I mean, look.
How old?
I think it was 64.
Okay, so not like the 1920.
No.
Okay.
But to be honest, it's probably very, very, very similar.
If you
To be
go, have
fair.
you been to the Morgan factory ever in Malvern? They have one of the ones from 1920.
Oh, whoa.
It's extremely shady looking.
Yeah.
Extremely shady.
Yeah.
Like it looks like some like Wright Brothers shit. Like, it's really.
But that electric one though is incredible.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
Can you pull up Tim? Pull up the electric Morgan 3-wheeler. It's Hannah's gonna hate me when she hears the word steampunk because it looks steampunk.
Yeah. Do you have your goggle and your top hat to go
Bro,
with it?
I got goggles. Fuck it, I'm getting off camera. Hold on. Talk amongst yourself.
Do you think so? You rode in the regular 3-wheeler, or sorry, gas powered. Do you think that going electric would ruin that sound and experience?
No, because I was a passenger, so now I'll be a driver, and I'd just be just as terrified when I came up against that 18-wheeler.
We
More
definitely
so.
wouldn't. What is happening right now?
Bro, I wear these goggles for Mother Russia.
Yeah.
These goggles is for Morgan 3-wheeler, also for snowmobile in winter and murdering Democrats.
Bring
There you
out
go.
the
There you go.
bring out the gimp.
Shit
Is
is
all.
dope. Except they're tough to wear when it's hot because your eyeballs actually cook. It's like a reverse magnifying glass.
You look like the shittiest
My
superhero
fucking
I've ever seen.
My dad bought these shits back from Russia like 5 years ago. Like I thought you would like these, and I'm like,
You know those
"You are
articles
right."
about like local superheroes?
You need to wear these more often.
They're,
man, I think is what.
your eye. Try 'em, your eyes get really hot though.
No, I know.
No,
I'll let
you don't
my
like my
good colleague
you don't like
here.
my Russian. Look at that, the electric Morgan
The
3-wheeler.
off-center headlight is
So
thing
cool.
is so good.
Yeah, I guess does
Whoa.
it give it a little personality? It makes it look actually less cyclopsy.
Yeah.
It is. Our wide camera is shaking because someone's bouncing the table.
Oh,
Maybe we'll solidify
wide
that.
camera was a
It
little
happens
wobbly.
often.
Occasionally
Happens
it's
often.
wobbly.
We're gonna strike. That is cool looking. Also looks like if one of the minions got its eye poked out.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like Chappie.
Yeah.
Or something.
But it's I don't know. It's cool though.
Well,
That-
like the design brief though, like can we get less tire on the front?
Yeah.
No, less tire.
No, even less.
Like-
half an i3. I like
Fuck, that
the
looks
body line
cool
over the
as
top. That
hell.
was cool.
Yeah, I like
yeah.
the nacelle or the pod thing on the side behind the wheel too. Like the whole thing is just
I bet
so
you it's
good.
real quick up to 6. I bet the 0 to 60 is quick.
It's like 3.5 seconds.
Is
I
it?
think,
Yeah. But the gas one is so World War I fucking Baron von Farah coming through. Brah, 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 you know.
Yeah.
And it's just so amazing. You know, you're fucking dead. You crash one. There's no surviving a crash. But like, that's a Vanderhall Laguna. No.
I am aware.
Oh, that's a whole other can
That's
of
a
worms.
whole other thing that is not a Morgan 3-wheeler. And
It is not.
and it's incredible.
But would you want to road trip one?
No. Alex Roy asked me when he did that transcontinental Morgan record. Go fuck yourself.
Like how how hammered drunk was Zach Bowman when he said yes to that?
Well, Zach Bowman is. I think he feels I think he's a bit of a masochist.
Glutton for punishment.
Yeah, he really enjoys doing like things that he knows ahead of time are going to be fucking awful.
They're
Yeah.
kind of cool and epic things though. Like
No,
you know,
totally.
looking back, it's like you sign up for it when you know that you'll look back and go, that was kind of rad. But
Dude, that car is so small. I mean, forgetting the 50 hours or whatever it is of driving cross country. So for me, I don't know about for you guys, but I'm tall and fat and whatever. So there isn't really much of a dead pedal in one of those. So it's like not so good when you're trying to do many hours, unless you're a little smaller than me. But you're like this. Alex Roy's like this. So like
Yeah.
fucking, you have to lean away from each other just to fit. It's fucking gnarly, but.
then over time you come together and then
It's Hegeman.
across Iowa, romance.
There's very little.
It's a beautiful thing.
That person, if you think you will like it, if you've seen one being driven, if you go watch my video of it and you go, I want that experience, that's the experience you're going to have. And it's also going to break a lot.
Yeah. So have a second car.
Get whatever they call it some auxiliary package, the traffic package, the hot weather package, the like, no, this one's okay package, whatever they call it. Get that.
Is it a second car?
It's the package. No, it's the package is based on like all the shit that broke on Alex Roy's in the first 2 years.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You're gonna use it package.
Like the urban whatever package. Yeah.
It's probably a third car, is what I think.
It's a bird scooter.
There you go.
Anything else? Have you guys seen the bird? Have you guys seen the bird scooters? Do you come to the beach
Everywhere.
much?
No.
So there's these new scooters.
You pay by, what is it, like a nickel for every minute? Or
It's like 7 cents a minute. Yeah. And then you just leave them.
Yeah,
You find them
anywhere.
using an app. You unlock it
Anywhere.
with the app, and then you leave it anywhere, like all over the sidewalk or like in people's yards and
Weird.
shit. They're all they're leaned up against my house like every day. People just leave. them.
I mean, in LA they're really popular, and then in San Diego, just anywhere. And it's funny. Like I saw a guy wearing a suit, just cruising around downtown San Diego, like, oh, I just need to get somewhere. This is an easy thing to do, and everyone's like, I want to have fun and be a kid again.
Like
You
when
don't
you
want to
say
take your
scooter,
ones from your building and then put it on the roof?
Like when you say scooter, like what kind of scooter? You
Like a
Like a
razor,
razor-
an electric razor scooter.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Can you just Google Bird scooter,
Yeah,
Tim?
because this is
So we can be clear. It's Bird is the not. You can buy the scooters literally on Amazon for like $500.
Yeah, but
think-
so don't you want to?
Oh,
There they
okay,
are.
yeah,
These
yeah.
little fucking things. They actually are kind of quick. They go like 15 miles an
Yeah.
hour.
Dude, the brakes are sketchy though.
Yeah, yeah.
I took one to your house yesterday, and I was coming down the hill to Main Street in Santa Monica, and I had
rode it
not,
down
I
the
had not tried the brake yet until I was coming right up the fucking Main Street.
You're talking about the giant hill down Ocean Park that ends at a red light.
That is correct, sir.
Oh man, I know that hill.
You see that story? That story recently that Waze is routing people through some super steep street.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's over in like Echo Park or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, and
the
people
steep,
are like,
super street in America or whatever it is. Yeah.
Fifth steepest, I think.
people are like, are getting like longer wheelbase vehicles are getting like high centered at the top of the hill. Like it's a thing. Like people can't take like a commercial truck over there because it'll just get stuck at the top.
And
of
I
the
guess
I'm
when it
sure.
was raining, people were like kind of
Oh,
mobbing
yeah.
and then
Ending
just
up in
like
yards and-
locked up. And
Yeah, because they
sliding.
reverse. They think, you know what the best thing to do now up this hill when it's wet? Let's go in reverse, and we can
Like
just
a Model
back
T?
down slowly.
no problem. That has the torque.
The
Clearly.
electric torque, just wheel spin.
Yeah.
That's my
I rode
silent.
I rode one of those one wheels this week. Have you
Oh
seen the
really?
one wheel
Were you
skateboard?
able to do it?
I was able to do it, but what I have a thing where as soon as I get on something like that and I'm like, oh, I kind of got this, and I try to go as fast as possible.
And then you
And,
go.
and
got
going
it.
quick is okay, but it's the slowing down and stopping I hadn't really
Oh.
worked on, and that is
Didn't
when
that
it gets
happen with
wobbly
the
and weird.
solver board for you too?
Yep.
Where you're like, oh, I got this, wait, and then you ate shit getting
Yeah,
off it,
and then
right?
I don't get. And actually, one of the guys who I was working with, who was like
That thing,
a
right?
semi-pro snowboarder, he's like, the hardest part of this is getting on and off.
So how do you get on and off?
You hop on and then commit, and then it like you hop on and it gyro stabilizes, and then it stays flat for you, and you lean forward or back, and it'll go forward, back, or slow down. But what's weird is once you get to like top speed, it starts wondering if you're still wanting to go faster, so it starts slowing down a little bit for you, and then it gets a little weird. So it's pretty cool, and it's pretty intuitive if you've ever like snowboarded or skateboarded. But then you have a couple of moments where it's not as easy as those other things, and that can bring up questions. And you're like, oh, I should have worn leathers while I rode this thing.
Yeah. That totally looks like something you'd have to have like those devil sticks while you get on it. Like they come with it when you buy it. Like
Yeah,
Like,
it's
oh,
really,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
you know,
it's really
It's,
the kind of instant "I'm too cool for this place" option.
yeah, to go
You
visit
shop
my
at
girlfriend, the
Image
fire
Oh
swallower.
my
and
god,
you're gonna-
that looks.
Oh,
hard.
those are the roller skate ones. That's one where you put like an
That-
outward
That
rim
is just
on each foot. That's some Back to the Future shit.
That
I
is
see
like
guys
the
doing this.
future. That is only $79.99. I mean, that is a bargain right
Yeah, at
there.
that
Put your
price.
life between your eyes.
How strong is your groin?
I was
Because
gonna
you're
say
gonna
that
find
looks
out.
like it looks
I
like a
mean-
trip to like like the urologist or something.
That-
You're gonna break something on that.
You're gonna
my
tear.
God.
You're gonna tear.
And I just imagine just coming. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring my boardless skateboard to the skate park. Watch me.
I don't think we can. I don't think we can break the space-time continuum by playing a YouTube video on YouTube.
I mean, basically, it's a wheel around each one of your feet because I forgot we have a lot of audio listeners. So it's like you're gonna have one wheel around each foot. They roll independently, and they're not tied together at all, which
At all.
worries me hugely.
At all.
Right.
And the guy's about to go down a hill, which doesn't seem like a good idea.
And as I think, as Carl mentioned, the splits could certainly be in your future in those.
oh gosh, not ready for that.
Yeah. Imagine being like the friend of the guy that invented that and like having him come to you and ask like, "Hey, I just invented this thing in my garage. Do you want to try it out?" Like what do you say to that? Like
Remember the fucking? I just listened to that Action Park dollop. I was listening, going back to the old video. You guys know Action Park? It's like a water park from Jersey in the 70s and 80s.
well, I
And
really don't know what that.
It was a fucking free for all, and it was just so many. It got the nickname Class Action Park because so many people get hurt
Find
there.
the YouTube doc on it. It's like 10 minutes long.
Yeah, I watched it. It was awesome.
Wow.
Unbelievable. You
Yeah.
can't, and they would like. This guy came
That
up
was
with
the loop.
the Cannonball Loop
Yeah.
water slide. Tim, get us a picture of the Cannonball Loop water slide because
And-
it's a real fucking thing.
And the
And
bloody noses.
If at home you're going, hang on a second, water slides can't loop. Well,
That's
this guy
true.
built one, and there it is. Yep, top left, and that's fucking real.
It's a
Oh my God.
It's a crazy straw with leaning against scaffolding. But the problem they realized, I think, was there was no water source on
the
the top
top.
of the loop. So
Yeah.
you just stop because it was dry plastic and then fall down on your face
And then
on the
smash your
inside loop.
nose.
And there was like exposed wiring stories.
They were paying
and-
people to try it out. The staff of the park, the owner of the park, was giving like $100 to fucking try this. So many people went to the hospital.
I don't think it was 100, Matt.
No,
I
it
think
was. It was the
I thought
70s.
it
That was a lot.
$5.
Was it?
I think it was real cheap.
No, it was not real cheap. It was $100.
Oh, fine.
They had to pay the staff to try this fucking thing. There was one just recently that was designed totally without engineering at all,
Yeah, that didn't end up.
and
too
someone died.
No,
yeah,
yeah.
I think the people might go to jail.
It's a big problem.
it's
because
a
they
real-
Well,
built,
it did
This one's got
decapitate
money
the-
behind it right
did
here.
Decapitate the child as
yeah,
well.
it did.
Loop. What does that say? Looping. It's back. The
back.
cannonball loop is back. What does that say? Looping water slide thought impossible in test phase. What is the date of that article?
2015.
Yeah. That
New
did not
Jer-
make it
New
out
Jersey.
of test fade.
Yeah, but
of
okay,
course,
but-
it's in fucking New Jersey. Is it in the
Oh.
Resurrected Action Park?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
It is exactly in the action park.
They would the Cannonball Loop was a brainchild of some Swiss guy they imported this for Action Park, and so they were giving out a crisp $100 bill
Oh,
to
there you
test
go.
it.
Sorry. Stand corrected.
That was my last ride. $100 did not buy enough booze to drown out the memory.
Yup.
Crazy
Wow.
idea.
That's fucking great. That's
Oh, man.
so nice. Of course, they tried to bring back the Cannonball Loop.
At least this looks legitimate.
Yeah, it's got lighting and everything.
right, very good point.
Got steel involved in it.
Hopefully that's a water source on the loop part.
Also, like I like how do we solve the problem? More velocity. Make it nearly vertical when you go. There's like
That's
Yeah.
nothing, and then vertical.
More speed, son.
Yeah, that's
That's a properly vertical drop.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's real scary.
Yikes.
Wow.
That's very steep.
Anyway, you guys want to talk about cars? You have anything, you have anything interesting? Drive anything interesting recently?
I mean, I'm driving the Stinger a lot, but I just sent my Mercedes to the shop again.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What type of Mercedes and what was the issue?
It's a 1970 280 SE.
Oh,
That's the issue.
Yeah.
That's
That- as it turns out, yeah. Don't daily drive one.
How long did you get daily driving it?
Well, it's been in the shop probably
Is that
almost as much. No, it's not a coupe. It's a sedan.
It's a 280 SE sedan like that.
It's kind of like that, but green.
Does it have all the hubcaps?
Oh yeah, every hubcap.
Wait, what year's Gluckers? Have you seen his?
Yeah, his is a couple years after mine, and I think he bought his after we came and did
Fan a little bit.
Hooniverse, and he lost his damn mind
One.
because I drove it in, and he's like, "Oh my god."
That does sound like him.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so that's back in the shop as of this morning.
And what's
Oh,
the
no.
running total in that for 2017 and 2018 car?
Fun story. So I paid $10,500 for the car, which was a pretty good deal. It's a one owner car before me.
Yeah.
All the records. I think we're into it $15,000 already.
Okay, after how long?
A year and a half.
It's not as bad as I would have thought.
That's
And it
over
was-
over and on top of the price of the car.
Oh, 15 over?
That's-
That's
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
I thought you meant
Yeah.
total. Ouch.
Yeah, no,
And
it's
that-
rough.
And how many
You could have gotten
days
half
off
an
the
i3
road?
for that.
I could have.
He could. It's almost.
We're gonna
like
kill
it's-
this horse
it's
together.
It's gonna really
He
get to
could have done
i3
an
territory pretty
18-month
soon.
lease
If it's
on an i3.
2019.
Good.
15 grand on it.
Wow. And how much downtime?
A lot. Months.
Months?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The cylinder head went, and like not the gasket, but the head itself corroded internally, and they had to find a new cylinder head for the car, which was fun.
How long did that take?
Was the cylinder
couple
head
months.
going to Nantucket? Or
Yeah,
something
pretty
like
much.
That? Why was it?
It was
How did it
vacation.
corrode?
It was using vacation as a verb.
How did it corrode from the inside? Though?
Summer is.
So it's a iron block and aluminum head, and then somebody left the regular old green coolant in it, which is super acidic and eats aluminum. But they left it in the car for like a few years before I bought it because it just sat. And yeah, all of a sudden I was like, I thought my head gasket had blown, but there was no other signs of it being blown. Like yeah,
So it was leaking through from somewhere else.
yeah. So it was leaking through the head.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That
So,
sucks.
but you know, it's nice. I've got a lovely old German mechanic there on Santa Monica, and I'm pretty sure I put a new wing on his house last year.
Put a new wing on his Ferrari.
Yeah, kept him in Hawaiian vacations for the year.
Dude, that sucks.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful car, and I love it so much. I'm such a sucker. Like,
Extremely unfortunate, though.
Yeah,
It probably
no.
looks nice.
it's great.
It looks
You
good.
you are the Zach Bowman of car ownership.
There we go. Yeah.
What
Seems
about
very
you?
apt. Well,
What
no,
about
I
you?
took my Chevy Traverse Loaner on a test day
How'd it
at the
go?
racetrack.
How'd it-
Well,
Wait, what? You took a Chevy Traverse to a track
Yeah, track day.
in a Traverse?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Well, I had a whale of a time, but the people behind me didn't appear to think it was that good because it was a no overtaking track day.
Oh, no.
Well, it was
How
no,
was
there's
it?
no oh
It
no.
was a
They got to
parade
practice
lap.
their lines. It was great.
Oh, my God.
You
what a
you didn't
dick.
lead follow. They
Exactly.
just didn't know it.
Involuntary lead follow.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But they got to see my style and give me tips on how good I was.
Really? And
They
how,
told me
and,
I
and
see
how,
number one a lot in my rearview mirror. It was great.
how was the Traverse?
It handled great. It was totally fine. It was, funnily enough, it has a lot of grip.
Funly?
Who knew?
Say funly.
Yeah, funnily enough.
Fun ly funly.
No.
He's British. They can just invent stuff.
They
We
just
can't
invent
believe it.
words,
Yeah.
and it sounds smart instead of when
And
you
so
do
you
it.
just
It
go
sounds
along with
dumb.
it.
Yeah.
What was your word the other day? You had a good word.
Bezel?
Yeah, bezel. Yeah, a bezel is the ring that goes around the gauges in your car.
A bezel.
There you go.
No.
A bezel.
Yeah. Isn't it funly to say?
Funnily enough, yes.
Somebody tip the man. Tip Zach for someone on the super chat. Tip Zach for for bezel. So
Shit, funly's a real word.
where do we want to go from here? What else we have happening? Anything?
I mean,
Bueller?
there's Facebook questions.
Are there? Let's go to some of those. We're bringing an interactive
talk
show.
about your E63 AMG Perfection.
the Vaughan
Mm.
E63S Vaughan.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
The low price of $123,000.
Bargain.
You get 600 horsepower.
That's two
All-wheel
and a half i3s.
Get
Yeah.
2.5.
Yeah, it is.
2.2, like children. 9 gears, all-wheel drive, a lot of noise, a lot of fun. Fucker rips very, very fast. Best gearbox I've used in a Mercedes,
Okay,
I will
good.
say, I think, even though there are a lot of gears.
It's like a weird like wet clutch dual
Is it
clutch.
wet clutch or dry clutch? What do they do with wet?
I
Wet
think it's-
clutches.
I think it's wet clutch like a motorcycle.
Yeah, wet clutches.
A moist clutch.
It's a
Is that
damp
allowed?
clutch.
It's a damn clutch.
I'm pretty sure it's a wet clutch.
Yes.
It's
It's the Mercedes damp clutch.
When you
gearbox,
tell
the
you
9
bought it at
gang.
a Mercedes, though, it's a wet clutch.
That's right.
It's a pretty good balance between like a torque converter and a dual clutch. I think actually,
That's a hell of a
BMW's dual clutch in the M3 is great, but I don't know if y'all noticed this in the press release, but the new M5 is not dual clutch anymore. It's
No.
automatic now.
Yeah.
That's not good. So this may I haven't driven the new M5 yet, but this could be maybe the best gearbox in the segment. We'll see.
Word
But
around,
it's
word around the campfires that the new M5 is really good.
That's what everyone says. It says it's really fast. I saw one at Cars and Coffee. It was dull looking, man.
Well, that's the point of them.
It was very more dull than normal.
Yeah. Okay.
It should be stealth, but not dull.
All right.
It was dull. I don't know. Look at that.
Yeah. That's
Someone is good at taking pictures of their E63
Yes.
wagon in what looks like Dockweiler. I didn't have those wheels. Those are cool fucking wheels.
It's just a good color for that car too.
Shout out to Autobahn Motors, a Sonic Auto store that hooked me up with the loan of that car for a week, dude. So for every day, that's really nice. They don't make them. They soften the ride too. It's
Oh,
not
good.
as stiff anymore. In comfort
Oh,
mode, it's
good.
really really nice. And I drove it into San Francisco and the shitty roads, and it was all right. And I drove it up on the video's out now. I drove it up on Skyline up in the mountains, and it is fast. And I saw this crew of Miata driving hooligans up there, and they recognized me, and I piled 5 up in there, and we just like mobbed down Skyline, and they were all bugging out on their Snapchats and shit. So it's
That's
good.
awesome.
You can do that 5 up in an E63 wagon.
It seemed much quieter in the drive-bys than old AMG's was. It could have been.
yeah.
Actually, another thing I noticed, also in the 550 Xi, the thing I just edited for you,
Yeah.
is it seems like tire noise is going up, even though interior volume is going down. Because, like you said, you picked
Yeah.
a bumpy road for that to
I
test
did.
if it was so. There was both the E63 and the 550. As you would approach or leave the camera, what I was hearing most of was tire noise.
Tire noise.
But inside
Interesting.
is getting quieter and quieter. So I'm wondering if if tire noise has always been that loud, or if the grip, or the tread design of things, it's comfortable, it's got good grip, all that stuff.
It's
but
making
tire
it
noise is
louder.
getting louder. I don't know.
No, that's
It
interesting.
was just
thought.
really noticeable over the AMG soundtrack by quite a bit.
I remember in the M6, I had loud tires. I didn't think about it in the 550, and they were PS4S's and not loud in the AMG in the car. But
Right. I don't
it's
know.
interesting outside.
Hmm.
Oh look, see, you earned us $2 for Funly. Thanks.
I think that's spelled incorrectly, though.
How do you spell it?
Funnily enough, I think someone confirmed it is a real word. Isn't that right?
I said it was a real word with that spelling.
Oh, it was? There you go.
According to the definition,
Oh, there we go.
FUNLY is a term.
Yeah.
Or were you saying funnily?
Funnily.
Oh, FUNNILY. Well,
Yeah.
we should refund this money. We got to go back and do the whole
exactly.
thing again.
They're gonna retcon
Well, you
the last
should know
20
that
minutes.
Matt said funnily, so maybe he's getting the
I
tip, not
repeated
me.
Funly.
There you go.
You said
see.
it. Look, Andrew Lamb from New Zealand in NZ dollars. What up,
Uh-huh.
Andy? Says Beelzebub has a gauge put aside for me. Good
Excellent.
job, Andy. We love you.
And we love the regular 96 today as well.
The what?
The regular 96.
More
What's the-
Euros.
He's got us.
He's the one
He's got
throwing
us 3
Euros.
times.
He's the mini fan.
Oh, is he just like?
He's the mini.
Is it
GP
like
guy.
we're dancing on a pole and he's just throwing
That's
signals at us?
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
just throwing Euros.
What's a butt for?
Throwing
Shame
Euros.
is out the window.
All right, here's another question. Are there any older wagon versions, European, that are worth getting into for do-it-yourself mechanics?
Oh,
Import like a 3 Series wagon?
Yeah, 3 Series
Those are
E30
cheap over
Touring. E30 Tourings are dope. I would start there.
You're from Europe, I hope. Or, well, England,
Hopefully somewhere.
It's
Oh,
just,
you're
it-
just making
he's
this
not.
shit
It's-
up.
He's from Brooklyn. It's just an
E30 touring?
affectation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Are E34s hard to work on? Like, can you get an M5 Tour? I've never tried to work on one, but I don't know. I know a couple people who work on their own E34s. They can't be that difficult.
but simpler than a new one.
Right.
Yeah.
M5 Touring, Audi S2.
That would be sick.
Oh, yeah.
All of them.
RS2.
Great.
What?
Nomad.
Oh, yeah. You want to go Americana? You can go Chevy Nomad for sure.
I still want to get a fucked up Eagle.
Like an AMC
Oh,
Yeah,
Eagle.
and do something with it.
There you go.
They're entertaining.
It's a rally car already.
I
Right.
just feel like it's so much truck. It's just so truck. I bet you it drives like a
Yeah.
fucking Blazer.
It probably does, but it's like
Oh, there you go.
that was Safari before that was a thing. It was like, let's take a truck and put on or take a truck chassis and put a car on top of
But
it.
no. The problem is you said truck chassis. It's not a truck chassis. It's a car chassis. It has to be sports car dynamics. Just lifted. It's not truck chassis.
Just got to bolt a bunch of Hotchkiss shit to it. It'd be great.
Is that all? Is that all? Just
That's
bolt
that's
bolt
what I
one
believe.
Hotchkiss shit? Is that what they do in Baja?
Look, I pronounce things Beazle, so do I know what I'm talking about? No.
Nope. Oh, well, okay. Anything else before we wrap this one up?
Camaro.
Do you guys want to plug anything? Are you doing a thing? Where
Oh,
can we
yeah.
find your podcast?
You can find it on iTunes.
Is
Yeah.
it there yet?
Not yet. I mean,
No, no.
you will find it on iTunes.
It fucking better be by the time this show goes up.
Oh yeah.
Get
Yeah.
on it, bitch.
I mean, you know,
it's a new
for-
show.
For our people listening live, you're boned. But people listening in the future, yeah, 100%. It's no breaking. You can go to shoutengine.com/no-breaking.
/NoBraking.
There you
Or
go.
find me on the old Instagrams at NoBraking or on Facebook at NoBraking or even at the website which is
At NoBraking.
www.nobraking.com.
There
Yeah.
you go. You have really engineered correct SEO for this podcast to succeed.
I've tried.
Yeah,
And did you
really
pile
good.
up a few episodes before
Yeah.
you're going to go air?
Yep.
Go to air.
Yeah.
You betcha.
Great. Last chance if you guys want to get on Super Chat. We're going to wrap this up in a couple minutes. So if you have a question, get on fucking YouTube and get on Super
Oh.
Chat. Do we have any? Is our fucking live stream still live or are we dead?
No, it's still going.
How many people are watching
man.
our shit? Can you tell?
351.
Oh, that's like not
nice.
nobody.
Not with
That's
no
not
announcement.
nobody.
We just threw it up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Next
this was a
time
test.
we'll try and advertise this fucking shit.
Amazing.
I guess,
Oh, it'd be
right?
Mayhem.
What's
Yes.
that say? Average live view duration 9 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
Eh.
that's as much of me as I can stand too.
I mean, that's way
Same.
more of me than I can stand.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh,
Huh.
I should totally plug my real job. Otherwise, they're gonna mace me when I'm done.
Yeah. go
Yeah.
ahead.
If you like, future stuff like technology, car technology, and EVs and autonomous driving, that kind of stuff, check out The Roadshow.
What do you see? Where can we find the roadshow? First off,
www.theroadshow.com. It's
Perfect.
CNET's automotive blog.
perfect.
Yeah.
Alex Roy has been going very aggressive in the autonomous category.
Can I literally please beg you to not get me started about that guy?
I actually think he's right.
It's super entertaining, but
Yeah.
it's like everything he says is the most inflammatory thing in the world.
I'm sorry. Don't you know how the internet works?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You want to get eyeballs on a new shit. That's what you got
true.
to do. That's
I
what
guess.
people do.
I should get a scarf.
Most people put YouTube videos up and use like 19 exclamation points in their shit.
It's true.
It's really annoying.
Yeah. But
I know it's how it works.
But Alex does
I
it
know.
like with effort and fun.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Well, yeah, he backs it up with a lot of writing instead of like just whatever your vlog is, but it's greatest hammer ever, 14 exclamation points, and it's just, and then you click and it could be like nothing content, but the title and the center card gets
Yeah.
you there.
Yeah, he definitely puts in the effort. Like, and he's like, he's definitely
He
putting work
researches all
into
his
it.
shit, and
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Like, I'm pro Alex Roy, but
Are you pro Human Driving Association?
I could be.
I'm
I am.
pro Human Driving Association.
I'm not really. Yeah, I'm not really in the autonomous car camp. I just got fired, by the way. I think. No, it's
At least you've got no braking to fall back on.
yeah, that sweet cash cow.
I'm a big fan. The E63 that I had the sort semi-autonomous features.
Yeah, that stuff is great.
Yeah, I mean,
It's nice in
I had
traffic.
The
Right.
Volvo S90 where you do the driving assist. It does helps you fun. You just keep your hands to the steering wheel. It's
Yeah.
great. I mean, and then you press the indicator, and it moves lanes. Cool.
It's
you know,
pretty neat.
fun.
It helps you deal with traffic.
Like
Yeah.
the driver assistance stuff is great because most of it works pretty well. But then you get into stuff like Autopilot by Tesla, which is the worst name ever
It
for
is
something.
not a good name.
It is not, because like people just assume that it can do its thing. It could just take over, but it really can't.
The name has no nuance to it.
No.
And you're like, oh no, it's not actually autopilot. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But and then it's
Swimming
kinda
pool.
fucked up
Oh,
because
it's not a swimming pool.
no,
No.
because
But-
technically the autopilot on a boat or a plane is very similar to Tesla's autopilot. The problem is most people do not make the incorrect association, and like
What's it like on a boat? I have no
like
idea.
on a boat, if you said autopilot, it will hold. Now there are some very expensive, very advanced autopilots that will avoid objects. Most autopilots throughout history will hold a course,
Right.
and you have to then watch out for shit along that course.
right.
Same with a plane.
But I would say that plane and boat have less things to avoid, so they didn't.
Well,
They'd
that-
have to design that in.
Exactly. That's the point. So like, an autopilot in a car clearly, is a much more advanced cruise control system, but it's not an auto fucking driver.
Right. And that's why they're kind of running into problems, I think. But yeah, like all the like full autonomy stuff is still I'm not convinced yet. Like obviously,
Neither am I.
yeah.
But I'm not sure they should be letting them test on public roads either.
Yeah,
But-
the whole Arizona situation was pretty sketch. Now
Yeah.
California is allowing permitting for fully driverless testing, but California is pretty hardcore with like all of the follow through that the companies need to do and having them be monitored and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
The Arizona thing felt pretty fly by night. Like, yeah, man, no, it's cool. Just come like hang out and test your driverless cars on our roads. Don't worry about it. It's kind of what it felt like.
Arizona loves anything that gets them attention or money.
Right.
I mean, as,
Yeah.
as a lot of
True.
states would,
Sure.
if you also have a lot of space.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona's
yeah.
not nearly as densely populated. I don't give a shit if you made a rule saying like California like deserts, like outside of like Barstow or whatever, like just those lonely ass roads, and like that would be okay, but that's not going to help us much. But
That might
Right.
stop you 55-mile-an-hour time. So when you get into Vegas,
I can pass. You can pass out there. It's very civil once you get out there.
That's right.
But they, I don't know. Maybe it's in all their companies' best interest to collectively build a city and let all of them test in one fake real city.
Well, that's what was it? Ford was doing their testing with the Fusion, just like around the Ford campus. You know,
Yeah.
So there were things happening, but I don't know. It just maybe there was like a legal. It was easier legally to test in their property.
Oh yeah,
with people
100%.
that know what's happening.
Yeah, that's the thing too is making sure like the public's informed and so on and so forth. Or and one of the things that's interesting is like with California, in order to test autonomous cars, even if you have a safety driver, you have to file what's called a disengagement report.
Right.
So you have to like tell the state every time a human driver had to take over, and you have to explain the circumstances and all this other stuff. But like, other states don't have that.
It seemed like Waymo had way more miles logged.
Oh,
way
yeah.
more miles logged.
Yeah.
Like thousands of miles per disengagement.
Yeah. I mean, I think they did like over 500,000 miles of testing.
Yeah.
For 2017, and I think they had something like
I saw it was
some
like-
ridiculously low number of disengagements.
It was an average of like 5,300 miles between disengagements, which is a
Whoa.
ridiculous feat of
Yeah.
engineering.
No
but
kidding.
still totally not good enough to be.
No,
which is the thing.
No, not
Yeah.
good enough to be let alone. But
Right,
like,
totally.
But pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
we'll get. But
I don't think
getting
I
there.
go
Yeah, for sure.
5,300 miles before someone goes, oh,
yeah,
yeah.
You know?
Whoa there.
I mean, when Carl's driving, it's like maybe 5.
Right,
That's
right.
Tops.
Yeah.
Tops.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let's just wrap this one up with Mr. Jack Thompson wants to know, is a 2010 Lexus LS 460 a good daily? Sure.
That's like
Full
the
size.
Whole, that's the whole point of it.
But he had a follow up. Will it be too boring?
The follow-up was it'd be too boring because he's coming out of an old E38 750i, which was the James Bond one, the dope boxy one.
Yeah, but it also had kind of a terrible V12. So
Yes.
the Lexus will work all the time, and if you think that's boring, then maybe it'll be boring.
What's the thing that says computers get twice as fast and half the size? And what's that
Turing-
thing? Is that the Turing rule?
think
No, the
it's-
Turing test is like AI. I don't know, but
Every
like
3 years.
when the
isn't it? Making it better.
750 came out, I
Moore's
remember
law? Is it Moore's?
Moore's law.
Moore's
Moore's
law.
law. Thanks, Tim. when the 750 came out, which was in '96, they were bragging that it had more technology than the space shuttle, but the space shuttle came out in like '78, which was actually not good for the 750, and they're rough. Yeah, if you want a rear drive full size sedan that is well made and has some power, a 460 is solid, and it will not probably give you the problems that a 750 will.
It's true.
I think that worked. Our live stream worked.
Hopefully.
People contributed
I think so.
on our shit. All right.
yeah.
If people get involved and we promote this properly, we may yet be able to abandon the concept of advertising.
Amazing.
Very cool.
Which,
But
so
if you can't, you've got the salmon pants
I
people
can
to fall back
always-
on.
I can always have salmon pants.
Well, we
Right.
could open a store that's
sell
salmon pants
salmon
and more.
pants.
There you go.
So it's not just salmon pants.
More
Oh,
than
man.
salmon
Salmon-
pants.
Fuck, I crash bombed in my own head. I could no. I had to stop myself before
Restart.
I get bad. Kyle and James, I wish you the finest of luck with your podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are local, so you obviously have an open invite to return and talk cars with us and be on the list of rotating regulars.
Perfect.
Radical.
Yeah, no braking everywhere. Everything / no braking.
Correct.
Shout Engine, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Yeah,
website.
basically.
Yeah.
All the things. When do you launch? Fucking before this goes up.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, cool. You guys know where to find us. Thank you, live audience. I appreciate your
Thank you,
questions and
everyone.
your stuff. I hope you've enjoyed that. And if you're listening to this at home later, I hope you enjoy it too. Smoking Tire Podcast powered by Shout Engine. You get your own damn podcast at shoutengine.com. You know the drill. You talk into the microphone, the things happen, and then people listen. Good day.